2.5 men later. 2.5 men later. Called 20 minutes ago. How are we 30 minutes late?
Oh shit, I fucked up again too. But he's like, no audio. Yeah, my bad. I was talking this whole time. Anyways, what I was saying was, hey guys, how you doing today? Jesus Christ.
Fuck you.
I'm fucking up everything today.
Fuck the chat.
What happened with the chat?
No, I just tell them to fuck off. That's how
Well, did they do anything different this time?
No.
Well,
they just
I want to make sure they can hear me.
Okay, well, no, they can definitely hear you guys now. By the way, yeah, sorry, Cedric. I know, like, he's like, no,
hanging out
down the street.
The 70s show.
It's a piece of shit.
It really is.
Hello, Wisconsin.
Is that what you
said?
said?
Do you like your cheese?
Yeah. Do you like your cheese?
No.
Oh my god.
Cheese.
You gotta be a boring fucking state if you're known for just cheese. Like, really?
What's your state known for?
The desert, the Grand Canyon, the biggest hole in the fucking ground ever.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Yeah.
That must be some boring shit to be known for fucking cheese. What are you known for? Death and hotness?
Yeah, which is pretty interesting. Mad Max is built on that shit. Like, fuck you guys. We're basically
fucking lots of hope and water?
Well, Ganja State's known for snow and weed.
I'm just saying, I live in our modern version of like post-apocalyptical, like whatever the fuck the future's gonna be. Like, except we actually have good shit here still. But like, if I want to roleplay that Mad Max life, I can actually do that where the fuck I live. Okay, what you
or
guys
go to Australia.
What are y'all gonna do? Like, we're gonna fight them over it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, Denver has it good. I mean, we get to smoke weed whenever the fuck we want, and there's not a lot of storms here. Like, okay, what's exciting about your fucking place, sir?
We got a mall. No, my city's boring as fuck. I don't gotta. We got fucking Parliament, a big ass green building,
and not the funkadelic kind.
Like, we literally have nothing. That's why I was making the joke in the chat the other day. Hey Corey, come to Ottawa. You can find a mall and you can eat food. There's nothing to do here.
Yeah, no, there really isn't. Cedric's over here saying Alan has president.
Oh, you go fuck yourself.
Oh my god, yeah. By the way,
you go fuck yourself.
Drake is like the best thing that came out of your fucking area.
Oh, don't you go off.
No, he really is. He's like the biggest deal here, dude. Like, you should be happy about that.
No.
No?
If the guy actually cared about his Canadian heritage, maybe.
But the thing is, he has to relate to people. He can't just keep saying, "Oh yeah, Canadians."
Oh yeah, yeah. Which basically, so to him, he can't have street cred because he thinks being Canadian makes him look weak. Well, go fuck yourself,
but
then,
there's
you
so
stupid
many people
motherfucker.
there's so many people that he has to represent.
Go raise your son.
He has to represent.
What about
rappers.
Justin Bieber?
He has to represent black people, and he has to represent pedophiles because like that's another thing too. It's like he's going after young women, and he has to represent those guys too, so they have something to relate to. Okay, Alan, why don't you think about
Yeah, well, tell him to go raise his fucking son. Then
but what about Justin Bieber though?
Fuck him.
Legit, Nick, you got a point, man. It's not enough positive interpretation of pedophiles in the media.
There really isn't. Just Hollywood. And that's only one place.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm so sick of fucking Hollywood. But we'll get into that later on because we got some reviews to do today.
A bunch of fucking actors that play pretend for a living trying to tell me how to live my life. Sure.
Gary is saying, what's up, Nick? Hey, man. How you doing? Hopefully you had a good Halloween. We were going to watch Creepshow and stuff like that, too, and kind of review it today. But I guess not enough time to go around. I've been celebrating my birthday a little early, and it's been fucking awesome. I got a Nintendo Switch.
Speaking of which.
What?
Happy
No, don't you fucking do that. Don't you fucking. I'll mute you. I will mute you. I will mute you. It's not even my birthday yet.
Diaz.
Why don't you say it for the after hours?
Happy
So when I can actually leave.
birthday to
you.
Thank you. Rutha says the weekend is American now. Wait,
Yeah.
American now as opposed to not.
Apparently
American?
he is Canadian as well, but one of the biggest issues with a lot of Canadian artists is like as soon as they go down to America, they just forget they're Canadian, and it's like I don't even begrudge that. Sure, go ahead. That is entirely your right if you want to be patriotic or if you want to support your country. But don't sit there and tell me that this person's a Canadian icon when they don't give a fuck about this country.
Or they just don't want to be cold anymore.
Like don't like again. I don't know. Hey, that's fine. You want to move? Like I might move down to the States at some point. During the end of my life too. But don't sit there and sit this person. Oh, this person is a Canadian icon when they don't represent my fucking country. Don't say that to me.
No, but here's the thing though. Like I don't think. I mean, here's the thing. Because I don't want to fight with you on it because it's your where you're from. So it's like obviously I can't argue against something that's close to you. But at the same time, it's like he is an icon. There's an iconography with Drake. Everybody knows Drake, and he is from Canada, and that is brought up in conversations. I know you're saying fuck him. I agree with you. Fuck him. Yes, absolutely. And
but he sits there and claims other fucking cities and places and states. Like at least Ryan Reynolds, as much as I'm not a really huge fan of him. He leans into his Canadian stuff. He makes jokes about it, but he leans into it. He doesn't sit there and try to hide it. Drake tries to hide it. That's what pisses me off. It's like, no. Actually, I'm fucking claiming all these random places because if anyone thinks I'm Canadian, they won't think I'm a hardcore rapper. No, you're a fucking loser.
Okay,
does anyone really
loser
think
if he's winning?
Does
I don't
anyone
give a fuck.
actually
Fuck
think
him.
that
I'll
Drake is
fight
a
him.
hardcore rapper though?
Some people do.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers
Yeah,
suck.
some people
Fuck.
actually do. I don't know how.
Yeah, and plus, there's always reasons. Like, for one, if I got famous, I wouldn't represent Arizona. Arizona never did shit for me. So, like, I wouldn't be going on my way like, yo, Arizona life, yeah. I'm like, no, it sucks here. There's nothing here. It's hot as fuck. And the economy could be better for people.
Sure,
like,
that's your personal choice. But then somebody shouldn't sit there and be like, oh, man, look at that Arizona icon Nick. It's like, no, he doesn't fucking like the place.
Ruth is saying we took the weekend next. We're going to be trading Logan Paul to Canada for Alan and Penpen.
Oh, God.
Who's Penpen? Is that like
that's what he calls Penelope. I'm not going down to the States. What do I gain? I'm Arab. They're going to throw me in Gitmo.
No, I think, dude, honestly, you come across as American as fuck, dude. Like, you have...
Yeah, but I like free healthcare.
Okay.
Beat that.
Logan Paul, man. Yeah, he's pretty American, too, to be honest. Like, everything wrong with America, I think Logan Paul just facilitates. Like, he represents why we kind of suck.
He represents
like,
the worst of America, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing he needs is to be fat as well, and then he's, like, the perfect American. Like, he's, like, literally...
No, because he's the dude bro American of like, yo, man, America's all about partying and fucking girls and shit. Let me drink the 6-pack. Yeah. Like, he's that kind of American.
I feel sorry for him, though, because the thing is he's doing that now because he has all this energy and shit and all this youth, but, like, I'm telling you, it's going to get tiring. He's going to be like, dude, I can't fucking go out there and act like an asshole again. I'm sleepy.
He's not, I don't think he's acting. I just think he's a loser. Just fucking, like, that's his personality.
You gotta say loser doesn't, he's winning YouTube. He's not a loser.
So what? Yeah, but he's losing at life. That motherfucker's gonna... He could easily get a drug addiction tomorrow. That's how the lifestyle goes.
Okay, by the way, are you the kind of motherfucker that'll say Charlie Sheen is a loser too, even though the motherfucker's catching?
I mean, is the motherfucker is he alive or is he died of an OD yet?
The fact that he can afford as much cocaine that will kill him in a week, he won. Like
winning
won.
Versus whether or not you're gonna keep that streak up or fucking multiple things. That motherfucker is like on death's door.
Tiger blood, bitch.
That motherfucker is on death's door.
Can I be honest about something?
What's up?
Am I the only one that is basically so unaware of how actually popular 2.5 Men were?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, same here, honestly.
I was just like, what?
I knew it was popular, but I thought it was like mildly popular. I didn't think
the thing
it was
is too about his popularity is that I feel like every time people make fun of sitcoms and like, oh god, it's so fucking like just manufactured lame comedy. 2.5 Men is the epitome of that particular.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like I can't see why people thought that was funny. As well as I was also really shocked that Charlie Sheen was important enough to like take over the internet when he was doing that winning speech or whatever the fuck.
I hated that. That's one of the reasons I can't stand Charlie Sheen, because when he did that whole winning thing, everybody and their mother was quoting it for weeks. I was like, oh my god, this is so lame. That and the Tiger Blood shit.
Yeah, Jen, I'm gonna ask you too. Like, have you ever like found interest in people that are so fucking crazy, like Charlie Sheen was, that you end up kind of like following them just to see what ridiculous shit's gonna come out next?
Azealia Banks.
Well, what's wrong with her? I'm old.
Azealia Banks, is that a movie alley?
No, she gets into fights with basically every fucking body.
Oh yeah.
There's literally a whole fucking like Wikipedia article on who she actually got into a fight with.
Jesus.
None of that.
hilarious.
She's the one that almost sank what's his name? Elon Musk's finances for a second there.
Oh, that was
Really?
her. That's why.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah,
Jet
none
hates
they
the
show
fuck out of
over
him. So.
Yeah, which I don't know much about Elon Musk, to be honest. But yeah, apparently he denied his accusation that he was on acid. But by the way, too, it's like he looks like he would be someone who would dabble in the acid.
He loves hentai.
Well, okay, is there something wrong with liking hentai?
Being obsessed with it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, him and Grimes, they both love their hentai.
Grimes?
Yeah, Rick Grimes.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking of.
I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
That was basically who he was dating at the time when this whole I'm getting all tongue twisted. Azealia Banks was actually arguing with Elon Musk about.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were gonna finish. Like,
Yeah,
you're
me too. I was
arguing
like,
about-
okay, where else is the story going?
Yeah, no, because I'm
No,
just...
like honestly, I forgot what the fuck I even like. Why I even brought her up? It was something about her. Oh
You
yeah,
okay,
like
Jet?
no, like no, I remember. It was the hentai thing. Like yeah, both of them are obsessed with hentai. Like Grimes was the person who was dating Elon Musk when that whole situation with Azealia Banks came out.
I'm wondering, like,
They're both weirdos, basically.
how into a certain particular type of porn that would class you as, like, okay, I'm addicted. You know what I mean? Like, everyone watches this shit every single night, so it's like I don't know.
If
Like,
you
that
have
sounds
50
like
videos in your history that's nothing but hentai porn, yeah,
Look,
you're addicted.
that's just
Yeah.
a taste.
That's not a
No,
fucking.
okay, you know what addiction is because it's not like, oh, you're just checking it out. It's more like it's the only thing you talk about. Like, you trust me, you know a motherfucker that's addicted to some shit.
Well, I'm addicted to Terminator.
Are you though? Because when's the last time, like, outside of this month, like, you probably brought up a couple times as mostly yelling at me? No, you're not addicted to it. It's not. You're not. Your wallpaper isn't just Terminator fucking images.
It
You don't
wasn't
sit
all
there
that.
and rewatch like all the fucking Terminator movies every fucking night. Like,
Okay, with wrestling or Korn or Freddy Krueger or Walking Dead, for instance, am I addicted to those? Do you think?
nah, you're just fans.
Yeah, you're
Addicted
just
is
fan.
taking over your life.
Okay. Well, shit. I don't know. Some things do take over my life. I mean, there'll be times I'll spend tons of money on certain shit. But I mean, I agree with the fact that, like, yeah, like maybe the hentai thing, if it's like all over your fucking like.
I can't trust people with hentai addictions. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. There's people watching us that probably are addicted to fucking hentai.
Well, watch some real people.
Damn.
At least mix it up. Like, damn, you just watching fucking tentacle porn like nonstop or
But then
whatever.
there's an art
Shit.
to it too, though, because then, like, you know, when you're watching that stuff, there is like people drew that
What is
shit.
going on right now?
Some people drew that shit. That's kind of amazing.
I will say I do shame people who watch certain porns.
Foot fetish shit.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with watching like hentai like every now and then, or like when you're doing your whole porn shit. Like, yeah, maybe like at max, maybe like 6 videos or whatever. Depends on how much you do it. If you got 50 fucking videos and nothing but like really fucking like, oh, gang bang on this fucking character that looks fucking 15 years old or some shit, or
Okay, yeah.
fucking ugly bastard, tentacle porn, all that other shit. It's just like, yeah.
Dude, I love how mean-spirited some of the porn videos get to, by the way. Like, big dick beats out white bitch's asshole fucking
My
whore.
favorite one, hands down, was BBC tears up housewife in front of cuckold husband while he jerks off crying.
Yeah, and
Is
then,
that
like,
a fucking title or a description of the video?
It was
they
the
write whole
title.
thing. Yeah. And then, like, you look at the description, too, and it's like, punk-ass bitch. You know, like, some, like, little insult,
Yeah.
like, parentheses.
People aren't- again, people- No matter what weird kink you're into, there's a porn for it.
Yeah, but, like, damn, like, I feel like whoever wrote the title was a cameraman. Like, God, I wanted to fuck her. Goddamn piece of shit.
Yeah,
Piece of shit, motherfucker.
At the end of the day, no matter what weird porn you're into,
Cameraman.
somebody had to film it. So what's going through that motherfucker's
Cameraman gets jealous and joins in.
you just see the fucking foot in the bed, like, what the...
I'm looking over here too in the chat. What you got? Oh, he's talking shit. JP talking shit about Jet, saying that's rich coming from someone who has a naked Mr. Mime avatar. Is he naked though?
No, that's
Mr. Mime doesn't wear
suit.
clothes, so...
Yeah, maybe he's in the bottom.
That's a whole ass suit. JP, how much porn are you watching? How much hentai are you watching?
JP, I feel like you watch a lot of hentai, my brother. This comes from someone who loves you.
Because I mean, if you got
Yeah,
offended by
fine.
that, you're watching a lot of hentai.
But I feel like if I would check your history, it'd be just like bunch of Asian girls and like porn titles in Japanesey.
I feel like if I looked at
Japanesey?
JP's porn history, I would have to take a break from the show for like a minute. Just being like, let me just dabble in this interesting fucking place I obviously have never been.
All right, so you want to know the porn that makes me feel awkward, and I always suspect people that are into it, the genre?
Oh, I'm scared, but what's up?
Teen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barely 18.
Yeah, that's when I start looking sideways.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, man. Like, I've came across, like, when I'm, like, looking through shit, whatever the fuck, like, some of those girls look like they're 30. Like, it's,
Nick,
you're
why
trying
is
to
every
perfect-
single time someone brings something up, your first thought is to somewhat defend the people that are into it?
Well, because, do you know what community
Step
we're
toes.
streaming to? Like, there might be a motherfucker in here who's like, hey, guys,
I
I'm
don't
talking
give a
shit about
fuck. I start the show up and telling the chat to go fuck themselves.
Look, man,
Like,
if
how
you
well does
watch
that do
us,
for you,
and
sir?
jerk off,
I don't know.
girls
No one's
that
told me
look
to
like they're
stop.
14-year-old in school still.
Guys.
Stop watching us, please.
Well, I
That's-
like how Alan
that's,
says no one's told him to stop. Meanwhile, you have a room full of people who've told you to stop every fucking week.
That's the thing.
That's like going on a date with somebody without asking what their age is.
Yeah, pretty much.
No tea, no shade, but
Yeah. I mean, there is some shade. If certain people know certain things about people in this community, but no. I will say that like Rox, in your opinion, like, I mean, obviously you probably dabbled in the X videos.
Oh my
Yeah, what are
God,
some
we're still
things
on
in
this
there that you're like,
making them or like watching them?
What?
Why am I talking about making them, girl? What the fuck?
Why the fuck? What?
No,
For the
because
love of God, can we move on?
No, Alan's
like-
gonna get to him, and he's gonna get really fucking embarrassed soon.
I'm not gonna say shit. I'm not on trial.
Remember that time Alan sucked dick on Cam?
You know what's one? Anyway, no, I'm gonna ask Rox the question first because y'all gonna like. I want to lose the fucking the direction here. Rox, what is some categories that you kind of come across here? Like, okay, you know what? That's shady. I don't fucking like that shit.
honestly, the biggest thing for me is anything mentioning teen, or I've seen pre-teen.
Ooh, no, that's
That
illegal.
just No, I've seen a couple of videos where it's like, oh, preteen gets with like older man, or anything involving like a super older guy and like a really young girl, and she has like pigtails and shit. I get creeped out.
the fucking school uniform shit.
Yeah.
You know, I never found like that kind of shit hot, by the way. Because I think people find it hot because they're like, oh, nostalgia. I wish I could fuck this girl when I was in high school. But like now that I can like look up girls who can wear this shit, but I'm like, no one wants to go further than just the girl with the stupid Catholic fucking skirt or whatever. It's like, dude,
Oh, you'd
that's
be
so basic.
surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. That shit's fucking. Eh.
Oh, hey, you remind me of a fucking emo scene chick that I met in fucking high school. I didn't get her then, but I can kind of have her now. Could you wear this like big emo flap over your eye and put on a fucking shit ton
Penguin
of
suit.
eyeliner?
Keep fun of
Hey,
My
it's
Chemical
Hey,
okay.
stop
Romance shirt.
stitching me out.
I know. Basically, you're describing Ganja when he was in a scene phase. We were listening to Good Charlotte and shit. This is the anthem.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
I hate you.
Fuck
I like
yeah.
one good Charlotte song. I can't even remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Julian says, I'm furiously not masturbating. I'm very curious how you furiously not do that. Speaking of...
He's sitting there slamming his table. God, I wish I could.
God, I wish you could touch my dick.
Oh, not November!
Oh yeah, it is
about-
fucking November.
Yeah, by
Nuh-uh.
the way, I went...
Yeah, it is.
We busting nuts all year round, fam.
Alan, I'm
Hey.
going to ask you, please, 'cause I know you do like that
Oh,
Ragnarok
don't.
shit you do.
What?
Please
What?
don't do No Nut November, because I want to deal with your attitude if you don't.
First of
care.
all, it's Ramadan. Second of all, no, that's a stupid fucking. Who cares?
No, people do that shit.
Why?
No, maybe it releases like a certain part of your brain that's not distracted by sex.
Yo,
Actually,
Oh.
you do the complete opposite. It's
wait,
actually
you
make
actually
it
believe the
worse.
psychic power shit?
Why take
That
away
is probably my
one
favorite
thing
part of
that
it is
makes
the
you
memes.
happy?
No, but
Because
that's
these
the thing.
people
Is
are
like
happy. They just want to prove that they're better than people, so they gotta one up each other.
no, but also too is one of those things where
No
you
food
appreciate
November.
the whole. Well, no, you'll die, Alan.
I know.
I will bust several nuts. Sit the
No.
fuck down, Julian.
No, but it's just one of those things. Though, like thinking about it, it's we just screamed at you. No busting nuts, Roxy. No, but like
I'm busting one right now.
Wouldn't you think though that would give you a bigger appreciation of sex, as well as the fact too that like if you don't do that shit throughout, like maybe you can find another way to make yourself happy. Like I'll read a fucking
Not
book.
necessarily, because that's a natural human response. Guess what? A lot of what you're saying is what a lot of fucking like people, especially when they don't want to teach kids sex ed, like, yeah, just don't do it. You'll be better. Your life will be better, type shit. And it's like, no, it causes it does cause a lot of issues if you don't have a natural way to express this.
Those
'Cause
people
I've-
actually turn out more hypersexualized as the
Yeah,
years
because
go
they don't
on.
have an outlet.
Because I've
Mhm.
always wanted to do that with like fucking like video games or movies. Like just do a month no video games. Okay, like what would I, like that's a lot of time. That's not my day. So do I
Okay,
fix it with
as somebody
reading or
that
learning,
was
or-
okay, Before before I had a steady amount of just people I would hang out with and just other shit to do my
Back when I was
time.
a lonely motherfucker.
Yeah, back when I was a lonely motherfucker, I just didn't want to use the words. I would just be in university, and during my summer, it would actually like sometimes summer would be the worst time because I'm like I have nothing to occupy my fucking time with. Like, sorry, I have too much free time, too much. So it's like I would go to like work, but only work for a couple of hours, and then I'd have nothing to fucking do, and all I had was video games, television, and eventually I'll just start fucking staring at the ceiling because I'm so fucking bored. That's gonna happen no matter what. At the end of the day, it's like entertainment is super fucking important. You being able to just sit down and watch a television show, play a video game, or do whatever you do for entertainment is incredibly important to your psyche because it's like, well, why the fuck am I working? Like it's the reward you get for working. You paying a bill, it's like, okay, I pay my Netflix subscription so I get to enjoy something, which means when I'm working, I'm like, why the fuck am I here? Oh wait, I could do this to enjoy stuff. I can go out and eat. I can buy a video game. I can have some sort of entertainment in my life to balance out the work I have to do.
Okay, makes sense. God, it was a loaded way to answer that shit though. He's like, I go to work and then I get a check. You can still spend the check on shit that you don't have that's on video games. Like that's actually a problem in itself, man. You spend your whole check.
Yeah,
on
but it's
video
like it's
games?
entertainment. I enjoy this. It makes me happy to play this kind of stuff. It makes me happy to do this kind of stuff.
Ganja,
So it makes it worth it. He's spending 8 hours a day going, fuck, why the fuck am I doing this? Oh, wait, it's Friday. I can go out and buy something. I can go to a movie. I can go enjoy myself a little bit.
Ganja, would you be willing to give up one of your like favorite pastimes for a month just to see like what it would do to your brain and what it would do to your options of being happy and shit?
No.
I
Well, it
love
would be
how
you,
Roxy
though.
answered that.
Female ganja, thank you for answering for me.
She basically is though, just smarter a little bit.
I love how you just said just smarter a little bit, like you weren't sure.
Well, because she does some dumb shit too. She was running at me acting like a crab at fucking Miami. So I'm just saying, she's kind of weird too.
Okay, just because I do goofy shit does not mean I'm stupid.
Y'all weird.
None of us said that. Nick did, though.
No, but Ganja,
Fuck you,
like,
Diaz.
what's the thing that you think you can give up for a month, if there is a thing?
I can give us some
Nothing.
masturbation.
Really? So you can try to do No November, huh?
Yeah, I can try it.
Yeah, Roxy's gonna be pissed. No, god damn it! She's gonna
You
deal with your
keep
attitude.
nothing.
Actually, surprisingly enough, when you are in a relationship, like at least from my experience, just not as what was it? Not as likely to do it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jen, how about you? What's a thing that you do that you could give up for a month?
Here's my secret.
What?
I can give up anything in a month because I'm not motivated to do shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
She's not even motivated to be demotivated.
Mm-hmm.
Roxy,
Like if you say like okay, then you like give up your bed for a month. I just sleep on the fucking floor.
yeah, you remind me of Eddie. I think both of you are very calm people that'll just do whatever the fuck. Just like, whatever, who gives a shit. Roxy, how about you? What's a pastime that you think you can give up for a month, if that's even possible for you?
Shit.
Oh, you want to just not shit for a whole month? That's a good idea. Just let that back up
What's
your
the
stomach
last
aches.
time, huh?
Honestly, I've done it before already, but it never made me happy. I was just miserable the whole time. Masturbating, honestly.
Damn, so that's why No November is like the go-to for these fucking things.
No, because like I was in like a depression slump, and then I got like so focused in work and school, and this was when I was taking like 5 classes at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like no fucking time to do anything, and I'm like, why am I so stressed out? And next thing you know, I rub one out, and I'm great.
Okay, well, shit. I mean, it clears your head, yeah, but that's the thing.
All I'm
Like,
gonna say is, good on you, Gary. Support that communist propaganda known as Overwatch.
There
yeah,
is one thing I am trying to work on though.
What's that?
My temper. I'm not saying like I get like pissed off at the drop of a hat, like I'm gonna fight somebody at the drop of a hat, even though it kind of shut the fuck
I
up.
know Alan
Even though it
agrees.
kind of sounds like it. Like I'm quick to get irritated. It takes me a little longer to throw hands. So I'm trying to work on that a little bit.
I'm trying to work
I'm
on-
not getting as irritated as quickly as I usually do.
Yeah, or at least just make it not so obvious. Because when you're mad, you just straight up don't give a fuck. And I'm like, if I was a police officer, like I would have to arrest you just to be safe.
Nah.
It's because like, okay, look at it this way. I'm so fucking genuine, bro. Like,
Okay, there.
I turned into
like,
Julian for a
that was
second
a Julian thing there.
yeah, what the fuck was
I'm
that?
so
I'm the most
fucking
genuine motherfucker ever.
that I suck so fucking bad at hiding my emotions. Either my face reveals it or my actions do something.
I was about to say, or
You
my
know
ass
when I'm
does.
mad, you know when I'm happy, you know when I'm upset. It's all right there.
No,
Front
her
and center.
hands do it too. Like Roxy has like pinchers for fucking hands, which gets mad. It's like
That's because she got the acrylic that likes to make the fucking sound.
Jet does that shit too. God damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't. I don't pay attention to Jet, so.
Oh damn.
That's my sister. You gotta pay attention.
No,
to
I
her.
don't. I actively ignore her.
I will
You know,
say
that's
Julie-
something I could give up for a month. That's a path that I would give up to enough. Listening to Jet.
Alan, wave at me and Roxy.
No.
I like
Hi, Alan.
Hi, Alan.
I would,
Alan,
Alan.
I can't believe I have to deal with it. I can't believe I survived a 4-hour call. Oh my god, I hate that so much.
He's like, what, Nick? Nick just made a squeaky sex noise? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, man.
What?
Hopefully that's not what it sounds when you have sex,
Uh-huh.
Julian. That's
I cannot believe I survived a 4-hour car ride with these two motherfuckers.
But yeah, I'm looking at the chat too, though. Evan Dumma saying new nickname for Roxy, Raging Roxy. I actually like that a lot.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, speaking
As
of
you
that,
immediately rage at that.
No, the only reason why, well, mainly why I go by Roxy is because everyone butchers my fucking first name. And then so I'm like, okay, maybe if I make it shorter, people won't mess up as often.
That doesn't matter.
Wrong. People call me Rocky, fucking
Rocky.
Rocky Balboa, Rose.
Rose.
So, Boxy.
Boxy.
Remember when
Wasn't
we were
that
fucking-
was that
yeah, that chick. You know what's
Yeah,
weird?
when we were at Wendy's
Yeah.
and they called out my name wrong.
Wendy's
Boxan.
terrible at it.
Boxan.
No, I was gonna say though, you guys remember Boxy from back in the day? That fucking one chick who she was like one of the first.
Oh
like,
yeah,
my
the
God, guys,
random
cute.
interneter. Yeah.
Yeah, she was annoying as
Yeah.
fuck. I remember every girl tried to copy her hairstyle. By the way, it was like so fucking weird because I had a crush, and then seeing everybody else do it, the crush just died instantly. It was like, dude, can you all just have some fucking individuality? Jesus Christ. But anyways, M Hudama though, I like that nickname, Raging Roxy. Although I will say, man, you know, I like you in this chat, but you know, you, according to Corey, you're a sensitive fuck, man. I fucking hate you, and you're a fucking asshole. And I'm saying this because one of my favorite moments ever in Double Toast history, at least for maybe like just for this year. M Hudama called out Corey for saying some, well, you know, might be racist shit to who's the bad Terminator from Terminator Dark Fate? He plays Ghost Rider too. Gabriel
I
Luna.
forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emmett called his ass out. He's like, "Yeah, dude, that question was pretty fucking racist, bro." And somebody else called him out too. I forgot who it was, but two people. And Corey lost his
Wasn't
shit.
it Ryan, aka Chris?
Oh yeah, it wasn't
Ryan
Ryan. I won't
Christensen,
get
yeah.
confused with Ryan because I know Ryan's a bit. Stop.
I don't know how the fuck that happened.
I
by
did
the
not
way.
piss off my daddy.
But yeah, man, no. Corey literally called two people, "You sensitive fucks." He was so mad because he accidentally said asked a pretty stupid question that may have been contrived as something that might be racist. You know, I mean, you can't even watch an interview if you go to watch the movie Extravaganza.
Right.
Gabriel Luna has his face like, "What the fuck did you just ask me, bro?" Yeah, he basically told him, he's like, "Hey, since white people hate Mexicans, how did you feel being a brown Terminator? Did that have anything to do with your with your experience being on set?" And it was just such a weird question. It's like, for one, like, you don't just ask somebody who's trying to succeed in fucking Hollywood, "Hey, man, how does it feel knowing that white people hate fucking Mexicans?"
How does it feel not to be white?
Yeah.
Pretty
What
great.
fucking question is that?
Like, what the fuck are you all?
And Julian, like,
It's
I know you're
Rick
saying that it's a
Sandy.
really relevant question to the movie, but it kind of isn't. And at the same time, a week prior, Corey told Mari, he's like, "Hey, man, I got this question that I can't wait to ask just to get a reaction." He wasn't asking that for the movie, man. He admitted to it. So that's coming straight from the horse's mouth, there, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that when you're doing an interview. You shouldn't try to get a reaction even if it's some shitty shit, and then get mad when someone tells you.
Yeah, that's some like between two ferns shit, like, and that shit's just for fucking quote unquote comedy.
Yeah, but I gotta say though, Handama, yeah, man, like,
My
I don't know if
question
that
is,
bothers
what
you.
do you expect from that exchange there?
Yeah, I really don't, because like, for one, Gabriel Luna's not gonna answer that. I mean, come on, you know what I mean?
Was he gonna go like, well, yeah, fuck Whitey?
Yeah, it's weird, and it's like, oh, let's bond talking shit about the people that are paying us right now. It's like, don't fucking do that. It's silly. And the fact that like Handama over here, I mean he's a paying subscriber, who's watching the show, and he told him that. I felt it was really weird for him to kind of go off and say, oh, it's sensitive, fuck, blah blah blah. So like I'm letting you know, Handama. Like I don't know if people were agreeing with him in the chat or everyone ganging up on you because that's how Toasties work sometimes. But I'm on your side, brother. I appreciate that you actually did send in the email. I wouldn't do that again because he will keep talking shit to you. But just let you know, you're not alone with your comments there.
It's like asking Michael Vick how it felt to be a pet owner post jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some stupid ass question.
Yeah, man. But no, I mean, I will tell you too, man. Like, even if we disagree with you here too, if you ask us a question like, "Hey, Nick, you said some contradictory shit," like, even though Alan will fuck around and say "fuck you, chat," whatever, we don't mean that.
Yep.
We will never yell at you guys and call.
Look,
you
I'll never
fuck.
tell y'all to stop watching. In fact, continue to watching, just so you guys can yell at me. Because if you think I'm wrong, then by all means, let's continue having a conversation about it. But ensure that I will fight back. Because fuck y'all.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm pretty sure Corey was just probably tired or something too. That's another
My
thing.
question is like, how would Corey feel? So like a little snotty white kid came up to him and was like, "So, Coleman, how do you feel in knowing that Hollywood doesn't hire black people?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, Corey would probably respond in a certain way where, he'd be more honest than Gabriel Luna. But the thing is, Corey's not, the Terminator. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like, we're gonna lose like 10 subscribers or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it just. If anything, Corey will get better. Like his shit would grow with comments like that. But Gabriel
I
Luna,
don't know. The motherfucker is selling $50 slides. He's got bigger problems to worry about. Anyways, check out dtmerch.com, y'all.
Yeah, you can buy slides now.
Yeah, I hate that people call them slides. By the way,
So do I, because we were in this conversation earlier, and it was like, oh man, they're selling DT slides. I'm like,
You mean
PowerPoint
chanclas?
slides?
yeah,
Yeah,
they're chocolate,
chocolate.
basically. Yeah.
That threw me the fuck off until he said, oh, sandals.
No, because even when Gunge just said it right now, because I know what he's talking about, but at first there's like a point of me that was like, oh, you mean slides like slideshows? Like geez,
That's
like,
literally what I thought too.
Oh, Cedric, yeah, I forgot he did that. He asked somebody, "Why are you gay?"
Oh no.
Jesus
What?
Christ.
Oh yeah, why are you? That fucking meme. Why are you gay?
Gary gets in. Sounds like Corey would go to this kid's house and beat the ever living fuck out of him. And maybe he would, but that just doesn't make sense. That's like some Christian Tourist shit. Oh, you disagree with me, bro? You like your vacations?
I'll fly down
gonna
to where the
beat
fuck you
out of
live.
Yeah, it was crazy shit.
I'm gonna
man.
talk shit to you when I should be hanging out with my wife on a honeymoon.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, dude. But like I said, dude, I think I'll apologize for Corey. I don't think that he really meant to go off on you like that. But at the same time, too, it's just like, that kind of gives you an idea of like, hey, maybe not say that shit to him. Even if someone like Marcus or whatever makes you do it or baits you into it, just don't do it because it hurts me because I kind of know you. You watch us like every single week.
Yeah.
So even seeing it, I'm like, oh man, he's talking shit.
Leave
to
him
us.
alone. That's our
So
baby.
in other words, Dick's saying we're bringing back the community questions.
Basically, because that's the rule that we always had. Except you with Jet, you don't like when she asks questions. But at the same time,
She always asked me to ask questions or food questions.
what's wrong with food questions?
I don't want to fucking answer 30 food questions a week, man.
Okay, fine. I'll send it. I'll.
I don't want to answer any Jet questions either.
But yeah, that's
We have
the
to make a rule with the community questions is hosts aren't allowed to ask questions.
But I can break my own rule though.
No, you can't.
I will
And
say,
I don't
You
even
already just
follow
said you
rules.
can't commit to something, so you can't commit to being a rule breaker.
The thing is, I'll do it once and then I'll get tired and I won't do it anymore.
Okay, you already broke
That's
the
my
rule, so you
choice.
already did it
this
once.
mysterious person in chat, Ho Chada, she says, weirdest food cravings only at Birdman Allen.
Raw potatoes.
What the fuck?
Really?
That is a weird one.
Fucking raw
Yeah,
ramen?
so when I was my mom makes her own fries, so she'll just go through the process of like peeling the potatoes and then cutting them up, and puts a little bit of salt on them. And right before she throws it in, she lets them just kind of dry off before she throws them into the the oil. So I would just kind of grab a handful and just eat them.
Yeah, that's fucking weird, dude.
I know, but it's fucking delicious. I don't know.
Why do you only eat raw shit?
Yeah.
I'm not saying only raw. I'm just saying it's fucking delicious.
It's fucking
Coming from the
raw.
woman that eats bugs. I don't want to hear that right now.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, but I cook them.
Do you?
Not
Because
good.
I wanted an ice
Lies.
cream fucking cone once.
I wish you could fucking bugs.
I'm
I
never
actually
going
don't know
over
why
to
I
your
said that.
house ever for lunch or dinner, whatever the fuck.
You don't have to.
So I would
Alan.
just kind of grab.
I can just come to you. Here, Alan.
I'm never anytime you ever hand me anything, I'm never gonna fucking take it.
Let me
Alan.
see.
I ordered something. Here's your food. Here, take the bag.
By the way, Chris Arison, you reviewed Terminator yet? I saw it on Halloween. High
We
rental.
just started, so no.
Yeah, not yet. We're actually talking about you, by the way. We're talking about how you and another toasty kind of got yelled at from Corey. I think it was you. Maybe it wasn't. I know.
No, it's probably Ryan.
Man, I hope not. Cause if I'm getting you guys confused now, that's an issue.
Oh man, Ruthless and Rashad Part 2.
No, that was not. That was way worse than this. Because at least
right.
Chris and him were kind of close to each other, just a little bit. Let me see really quick. I'm gonna test something out really quick, guys. So we'll get more to the show, but I'm just gonna like write something here and see if it actually fucking works.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I don't know what the fuck's happening with this with Facebook on this thing. Let me see. Gonna write something. It takes forever. Hey, did it work? Please work. I wrote hey.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Charlie.
Yeah,
last name Brown.
Let me see. Yeah, it's not showing.
Middle name Sheen.
I do not know what the fuck is going on. Let me see. I'm gonna try it one more time. Yeah, people, I'm so sorry about the Facebook. I might stop streaming to Facebook, guys, because the whole point of streaming to all things is to show.
Oh, because I was in there. I see how it is.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly why. Honestly.
No, but it's just really frustrating because it's like I just wish we can kind of show the fucking chat. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of annoying.
I thought you were gonna draw something. I thought you were gonna go full blown like John Madden, like fucking Brett Favre. They're drawing fucking circles everywhere.
Let me see. I'll try it one more time. Let me see if this works. Sorry about that. I know it's weird, people. I know people are like, okay, dude, this is like some awkward shit. You're trying to fuck with this shit on the show, but I gotta try something, y'all. Let me see. Hey, testing again. Testing.
Test. Testicles 1 2. Testicles 1 2.
I'm glad that didn't work, by the way, because I misspelled testing.
Sir, can you please let go of the mic and go back to your spot?
Testicles 1 2.
Yeah, man.
We need to kick this man out of the DMV.
I gotta tell you guys too, XSplit. If you guys, I know it's free right now, but still, like, this is really weird how it's just not working for anything. I don't know what's up with the site or what's up with the developers, but every day there's a new problem with this fucking XSplit.
And move over to OBS.
I might have to at this point. There's a few other ones too. If you guys have any that you guys use and you really like, make sure to let me know and I'll just test it. Because this is getting kind of ridiculous. You know what I mean? I'm going to try one more time. You're going to hear lots of typing in a minute. But I just want this to work one time.
Anyway, while he's doing that, back to the porn question. What's something that basically you guys are just like... are just like, yeah, no, not for that. I'm asking you, chat, if you didn't already answer before.
I thought you said, I'm asking you, Jet.
I'm asking you, Jet.
Myself, too.
So the question was, what's something you, like, stay away from?
Yeah, and porn.
Water sports.
What the fuck are water sports?
I don't want to. You know what? Let's just stop it there.
It's not lemonade.
Anyway, please, for the love of God, can we move on?
The biggest one that I stay, like I said, teen.
Yeah, for me, that's also one. That's going back to the hentai thing too. That's why I have a problem with like fucking hentai people who like strictly watch hentai anyway, because it's like majority of that is basically like little girl, obvious fucking little girl. It's not like she's 1,000 years old and shit. No, she's 10 years old and shit. Obviously, fucking incest.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, the stepsister shit.
They want to fuck their moms.
Yeah, that mom shit.
Yeah.
And like no, it's not just stepsibling. It's literal like straight up like real siblings. The ugly bastard rape shit. Hate that.
Ugly bastard rape shit. What is that?
Ugly bastard.
Exactly as you describe it.
Yeah, ugly bastards. Basically, when they have they draw basically like think of like a really like middle-aged man who's balding and has on like a really gross shirt or whatever. Basically, like raping like girls. Usually.
You would think that should be like illegal. Just the idea of what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like if you just put the word.
I mean, if our societies valued human bodies and human freedom more than the actual expression of art, maybe we would get to that point, Diaz. But no, people just want to draw shit because my freedom of speech.
I love how much you began to hate art. Like in the last 4 months, I've noticed that you're
I love art.
Yeah.
I love art, man. Vincent Van Gogh and what he was able to draw.
Fuck Vincent Van Gogh.
Hush up right now. You don't like the
that fucking overrated motherfucker.
You don't like...
Oh, look, watch me paint these these fucking rush strokes. Go fuck yourself, Van Gogh.
All right, so you don't like the artistic side of him, but the man was actually doing something where he drew regular people. Like he wasn't drawing like aristocrats, people of bourgeois standing. That was real proletarian art. I like shit like that comes from regular people that are actually trying to express something. Not you going to 4 years worth of art college and then drawing a mirror with your fucking menstrual blood to show like women are oppressed, bro. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, Julian, why do you start fights with this boy? He says, let me see, Ganji, you don't love art, you're opposed to freedom of speech. Ooh, do you want to, look.
I mean, he literally didn't say that in any way, shape, or form, but sure.
I didn't, but okay. I think I said the complete opposite, in fact.
Yeah. He actually prefers it in the hands of more people, not less.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of see some of what. Well, no, I can't even say this because Alan's gonna go after me. Fuck you, actually. Fuck you, Alan. If you want to say,
fuck you.
No, because I know you're gonna tell me that I'm just defending Julian for the sake of defending Julian.
Yeah, you are. You do. You literally do that twice in this episode.
We got here because we're talking about.
As soon as somebody fucking talks shit, you're immediately I will defend them like you're fucking Captain Saberhawk.
Oh, anyway, back to porn.
We're basically talking about like grotesque porn and porn that pushes the boundaries to the point of just promoting violent imagery against certain people or genders.
But the freedom of speech thing, I will say that sometimes, and I by the way, I'm not trying to talk shit in a sense because I'm with you on this. I feel like certain things should be censored. I do feel like when you watch a movie like Elle, and this is a movie that you and I will always fucking remember this, Ganja, is the only thing I've actually gotten super mad at you with as far as like movie taste. But the rape was portrayed nicely. I don't know if there's. I can't even believe that sentence, like that rape was portrayed nicely. It's
well, I may have worded it really incorrectly, but the where I was getting at was the rape was portrayed as a rape. It wasn't portrayed anything extra where it was trying to do the lighting. When it did do that, it was trying to make it scary. Now, it doesn't do like what Jet described with the ugly rape hentai shit, where you're supposed to get off on the ugliness.
I don't know why that's just so fucking popular. Yeah. Like, why was that? Like, why the fuck do you want to watch?
It's the power thing. It's just showing how you can dominate this one person.
But I really don't like.
What's that?
What?
People throw around the word rough, or like, what's the word to describe when they're like, this is like super rough? Hardcore.
Yeah.
People throw hardcore around too damn much because I click on it expecting like a nice little show. Sometimes it's either like completely normal everyday shit, like 50 Shades of Grey, or it's like some dude running over some chick with like a bulldozer.
That's
damn.
It's hard to find a nice like in between.
You know, if we're saying stuff that I avoid, anything that has hardcore in that, I'm like, yeah, you're just gonna do some gross shit, or you're just gonna sit there and abuse the fucking person. I'm like,
like the spit stuff, like
fuck
do things, and then like weird, like I don't like the upside, like the Undertaker tombstone type shit, where like the balls are on the head, like you know what I mean, like.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Have you ever seen that when a girl's like upside down in the bed and then like the dude's like standing with his balls like just plop?
Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
it makes a funny sound though.
you want comedy in your shit?
No, because I know what that feels like.
I guess
it's hard for me to not laugh when it happens because it's just like it sounds like somebody's making flapjacks at like 5 a.m.
No, but like I even bring Gary into this conversation in a sense of like because he's like, you guys looking way too deep. Well, like here's the thing, man. Like with horror movies, I feel like those Saw movies and shit. Like after the second one, the fact that there's even a term torture porn is fucking taking it too far. Dude.
The third one is okay because that's the last time I had a story. Then it just says fuck it.
Yeah, but it's like all those. Hostel's another one.
Hostel is just torture porn. It is just watch people be tortured and killed.
Yeah,
for however many movies they had.
Like, what is you consider entertaining? I think
the movies didn't do well. Like at first,
what is the artist's integrity of Human Centipede?
Thank you.
There is none.
What is the big?
They made 3 of them.
The philosophy, the expression that they're trying to get out of there, except let me try to gross you out and make you feel very uncomfortable.
It's just growth for growth's sake. Honestly, I have a list of directors I will physically accost if I ever see in real life. He's on that list.
There's actually one movie that basically is considered like the most fucked up movie. Was it a Serbian film? Is that what it was called?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, is there really a message behind like all this gross shit that even happens that a lot of people love to bring up? Or like
the director said that it was like a political. The way he described it was, he said that it was like a political message because there's a certain scene that happens where he's like, yeah, this happens in my film because it's supposed to symbolize you're being fucked since birth, and ever since then, life just kind of keeps fucking you.
Oh,
that's
is it?
such a piece. That is such a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that ends up happening with so many people trying to get ahead in art is you end up being in a situation in which they have to keep topping the other fucking
Very
people.
specific.
Yeah, no, I chose my fucking words carefully. They want to keep topping themselves and doing these incredible things just so they can get like shock reactions out of people. That's what you get with Serbian film and with Human Centipede of how gross can I be, but still have some. I'm sure there's some stupid artistic message that the director's like, oh, this is about human consumption or some shit. He just made up because he's like whatever. But at the end of the day, it's how gross can I fucking be before someone tells me to stop?
Well,
It's
there's
literally just that.
Salo does that.
And here's the thing,
If
like
you've seen Salo.
Salo.
Yeah, Salo, I think it's the 120 Days of Sodomy, something like that.
Oh,
It was made by an Italian film director, and it was supposed to symbolize a lot of like politics and government shit that was going down at the time. And the director, I think he actually got killed after the movie premiered.
Shit.
Jesus
Cursed
Christ.
movie.
But yeah, it just goes to that thing of like, how far can I push my art before someone tells me to stop? Because they want someone to be like, what do you tell you can't do? That's like, well, what are you talking about? My freedom of speech. I have the right to expression. That's the only reason Hatred got any sales. Because the guy was like, well, I could make an indie game or I could make something interesting. No, I'm going to make a game that so horribly, violently betrays, gun violence and murder. So that... So I bet he was like super happy when Steam fucking shut him down, because then he could be like, what are you talking about my freedom of speech? And he created this whole fucking stink. And then people that blindly follow that, it put right back on there. And that game is fucking trash. It is so on its face what it's trying to be. It's just trying to be an offensive game for offensive sake, so you can get the shock humor. That's what Serbian film and Human Centipede are do. They're trying to piss people off to get people to watch it and be like, well, how bad can it really be?
Honestly,
and most of the time it's Jeff.
I was gonna say, like, honestly, like, would you guys actually like appreciate it more if they were just straight up honest, just saying, "Oh yeah, it's just torture porn."
Yeah.
Like it's just some gross shit.
No, but no, even I wouldn't, because they know what audience are trying to gain from that too. Because another movie that I was going to bring right now actually was Eli Roth's Green Inferno, and this whole thing, they would do interviews and articles about this, and it was always about Eli Roth in an interview saying, "No, if you guys want to be gross out, if you want to see some fucked up shit, come watch this movie." And you watch this movie, and it's not like, I mean, it's gory as fuck, it's pretty disgusting, but the love of doing the gross shit that you could just feel through the producer, through the camera, through the angles, through the all the horrible extremism of what's going on, it just makes you feel disgusting. And there's the same thing that happens with Midsommar, when the guy who did Hereditary did Midsommar.
Yeah.
And that movie has lots of fucked up shit like that too. And it has a love for
Midsummer's
its grossness.
different though, because I don't like the movie Midsummer, but like the one thing I always say about it is Midsummer is not a horror movie, it's not a thriller. I almost want to say Midsummer is a documentary. Because when you actually sit down and watch the movie, when it's doing this kind of stuff, it's not reveling in it. It's like there's some gory scenes, but it feels like it's a cultural thing, like a cultural sacrifice. Like at one point, like one of the gory scenes, like, yeah, these two old people die. And it's not like, oh, look how cool this is. It's like, no, it's just, this is the natural part of old people in this lifestyle. It's like, oh, okay. It makes you feel weird and uncomfortable, but they don't play it like a horror movie. They just play it like as a documentary.
What about Cannibal Holocaust?
I was going to ask you guys about that, because I never seen it.
I mean, first of all, Cannibal Holocaust is literally just a snuff film for a lot of animals, because animals are getting killed throughout these scenes, legit. For just the exploration of like, yo, let's shock the audience. Which honestly, at that point, it's no different than a fucked up sideshow or carnival experience. So I don't know if there's too much legitimacy in art performance at that point. Unless your idea of art performance is just anything human does.
No, that shit always infuriates me, because everyone's like, well, I got to top the last guy, right? I got to do crazy than the last guy.
If you watch Cannibal Holocaust, the film is actually kind of boring. Like, that's my problem with a lot of these films. People will praise them like, oh my god, they're pushing the boundaries, they're pushing the edge. Like, they're not really pushing the edge. They're just exploring vile exploration of human violence that everyone can get off in a carnal craving that they watch in a Purge show or a Purge movie.
They're not doing it. Yeah, they're not doing.
What do you want me to give you a fucking plus because you show me real animals getting killed? Fuck no. Yeah. That's like when they threw the lemons off the cliff to show that they do shit like that when they don't. Like,
yeah, that was Disney created.
For you to shock me as an audience member, and at that point, my reaction to just totally disregard your film or have a negative opinion on it is up to me, because at the end of the day, you're trying to.
Because I love Wes Craven, I love a lot of stuff he did. I was
heartbroken. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people just copy the people with messages.
Yeah. Because of, like, you know, think about shit like.
Well, like, oh well, I can do it. I just gotta be crazy. But it's like, yeah, like again, I'll bring up Hereditary as an example. That movie has some extreme violence, but it's doing it in a way to kind of portray how fucked up things can be. But it's still a movie at the end of it. It's still a really good movie, actually.
Oh,
like,
yeah, but I won't even compare this to any of those other gross out
no,
things.
no, of
'cause
course
this
not. But
was-
like, there's a
is
scene
art
with
right here. Like, you know what I mean?
there's
Like I
a-
would say.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say there's the scene where the girl gets killed, and that's really, really violent. That's really uncomfortable. But the movie's uncomfortable. It's to give you that tone, so that you feel uncomfortable throughout the runtime, because that's what the movie's trying to do, and it's able to pull it off. It doesn't keep topping it. Like, well, oh, we killed this one kid here. Let's kill this another thing. No. That's one of the only deaths in the movie. Maybe there's like one near the end. It's like really not that bad. But like it sets a tone and it does it right. Where it's like when you see like again Hostel. I saw the first Hostel. That movie actually, honestly, I don't even know what the plot of that movie is. Some guy gets captured because he went to some random place, and that's about it. It just becomes a torture porn for 45 minutes, and then they escape.
man, it's exploring the dark nature of humanity.
Is
And
it
over
though?
here,
Not
what Rox
really.
posted in the chat over here, which thank you for this, Rox. But yeah, it's you know, a Serbian film when allegory gets nasty, and apparently they're trying to say that his controversial film is a political allegory. Unfortunately, cinema is a raw medium for parables, and I don't think that's the case. I think that you just kind of went too far of it. The first thing over here,
Not
says
that
like,
list at the bottom. You like torture porn, rape porn, incest porn, pedo porn, snuff porn, narco porn.
Yeah, no.
If you scroll down a
What the
little
fuck is
bit,
narco porn?
I don't think I want to know.
When you
no, that says necro.
Oh god, that's even worse.
Necro is dead bodies. Narco
Yeah,
is when you
I know.
fuck someone that's part of the cartel.
Yeah.
That's
Narco
hilariously
porn?
specific.
I really like watching mob movies and having sex.
Man, the way Fat Tony just gives it to Barbara.
Oh,
You know you like this, okay? No.
You like this
You know,
fat
actually, just a-
Tony Schmeat.
You know what the funny thing is, just to kind of bring this down to a little, I guess, to just so we could just a little less of it. It's actually one of the reasons I don't like R ratings in movies, is because I feel like they're like, oh, as soon as we get R rated, we get to do whatever the fuck we want. Because like, I love action movies. I love hand-to-hand fight movies. I love foreign action movies. Those are some of my favorite things to watch. I love the Raid 1. Raid Redemption, I fucking love it. I've watched it 100 times. I'm actually don't like the Raid 2 as much because there's a lot of people that love it. One of the problems with the Raid 2 is it's because the first one was pretty violent, but like it wasn't super violent. The second one amps up its violence so much that I feel like it revels in it that the action isn't as cool as a result. Same thing that I have a problem with The Night Comes For Us. There's a one scene that Ruthless loves is like in a butchery. I'm like, there's only really 45 seconds of actual fight choreography. The rest of it is just look how much blood we can have on screen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, you're an action movie. So people fighting, like I get you want to sit there and try to be realistic of what actually happens when, you know, someone gets hit in the head with a fucking 8-ball, but you're not really doing good fighting. You're just being violent for violence sake.
But here's the biggest thing, though, because I agree with you in the sense that can happen with lazy
Yeah.
filmmakers, yeah. But at the same
Yeah.
time, if you look at Logan versus the X-Men Origins, or you know Wolverine, all that bullshit.
Sure.
Those movies, if you really think about it, they're kind of the same movie except for that really, really interesting tidbit of the little girl. But aside from that, they're the same movie except
Not
back
really.
then they're terrible because they don't have balls, while Logan has all the balls in the fucking world.
I don't think Logan has as much balls as people like to think it does. I think that they said F a couple times. Oh my god, that guy kind of did something and it was bloody. I'm like, okay. Like
Well,
there
it was
were the
honest. Like if you get knives thrown right into, like it gives it respect to, like, okay, you know how you and me both complain about Spidey Tingle and like how this guy has this really cool comic book fucking feature, but you guys treat it like a comic book feature, while Logan's like, hey, we might be in comic books and TV cartoons and shit, but these blades are fucking blades at the end of the day. Like, you respect this shit, it will slice your fucking face off.
Okay, but there are multiple things with that. Is sometimes movies use that to exaggerate. I'm not saying Logan exaggerates, but like if you actually look at a lot of the ways what will actually happen is swords go through flesh. It's really not like that in any way, shape, or form. And if anything, you really don't bleed that much. Like if you get your throat cut like at a certain angle, sure it'll spray out. But like if you get your arm cut off, honestly, like it'll bleed, but it's not like remember one of my favorite movies of all time is Kill Bill Volume 1. And I remember watching that as a kid. And people are getting sliced up left and right, arms are flying up, heads flying up, all that stuff. And every single time a limb pops off, it sprays off like a fire hose. And I remember even as a kid going, yeah, that's not really how it would work. You have a lot of pressure in your body, but not that much. So you actually getting sliced up, isn't really that bloody as it is. You'll see it, like, if you're seeing inside of organs, sure. But like Logan gets it pretty close because it's not spraying blood. It's just kind of like, oh, we read in the area and there's a knife wound. Like, okay, that's how knife wounds would. Especially with clothing and body armor, you're really not going to get blood spatter at all.
I guess I see where you're coming from with that. But at the same time, it is a movie. I'm gonna say, like, I'm afraid vs. Jason has like squirting, like, light blood coming out. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, of course. But at the same time, too, it's just like I feel like rated R does help a lot of stuff. That's why I like that was like the only thing that was kind of somewhat defendable with the fucking Netflix Marvel movies or the TV show.
Oh
like,
no, that was even because that's actually one of the things that bothered me. Like Jessica Jones. There's a scene like near, I want to say like the last 2 episodes where like some dude's on the floor like a bloody carcass and some guy's like he's jamming his arm in like a blender. I'm like, this is so unnecessary to the fucking 10 episodes of a show I just watched.
Yeah, but it does count as filler because it's like, okay, this is some silly shit. Oh my god, Jessica Jones is getting fucked in the bathroom. Or this is filler. Oh my god, Luke Cage just ripped this dude in fucking pieces, basically. Like he punched this guy's face in. Like
when Daredevil, when he's getting punched in the face and he's bloody up, like, yeah, sure, that's fine. He got punched in the nose, he got punched in the face, he's gonna be kind of black and blue. Like I like what they did with Punisher in season 1, where he's always fucking bruised, he's always bleeding.
Yeah.
Like every time he's gonna fight, he adds another fucking bruise to his face.
Yeah, man. I don't know, but anyways, I don't even know how we got in that conversation, but I do love that Jed asked that question about, like, what's too much, and as far as the censorship goes and the big fight between Julian and Ganja, that they'll never, ever end that shit. I will say that censorship should be a thing that happens, I really strongly feel that. But we were saying, Jed?
I'm going off topic for a bit. It goes into the whole R-rated shit. I watched something that's R-rated is basically 18 up, or is that more? Is it the next one? Yeah, it's 18 up. I watched
up,
something recently.
It's I think it's supposedly technically is depending where 17 or 14 up is rated R.
14.
No, it ain't
because
14.
in Canada it's 14. Because the new Terminator is rated R, and in Canada it's 14A.
Okay, it's 14A. No, but go ahead, Jen.
But yeah, I watched something recently that basically like for 18 and up, but no one younger than fucking 12-year-olds are gonna fucking watch it probably. But yeah, later on I'm like I'm trying to get out the fucking words. I want you guys later to watch it, whatever, and see if I'm justified in thinking this that a lot of things don't really even need to be rated R. It's just
I agree.
You're just an excuse to basically do dumb, stupid shit and just curse a bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna make a lot of people mad about what I have to say about this certain 1-episode pilot.
Stop teasing me and get to it, Chet.
I'm already done. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Well, I'm so curious what the fuck it is though. Like,
I need
what
to
are you
know.
talking? Wait, did you just bring up a point saying it's controversial and then didn't bring up what you're talking about?
I'm really curious what it is.
Listen. Later, I'll bring it up. Later, after this show, maybe we can review it. Maybe Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very, very curious what this is.
And honestly, like, I want you guys to watch as well and see like if I'm justified in thinking like, yeah, this is kind of whack.
Actually, does it start with E?
Starts with an H.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely.
Hasbro.
the Ouija board movie.
Wait, H and you went to the Ouija board movie?
No, because Hasbro created the Ouija board.
Oh, wait, what?
You didn't know? It's a Hasbro toy, brother.
It's not even.
I didn't fucking know that,
dude.
It's not even a movie. It's like a 30-minute.
I never played
pilot.
with the Ouija board.
That's okay, Alan. But here's the thing.
I literally didn't know that until right now. I was like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's a toy. That's what's so funny about like, ooh, we talk to ghosts and demons. It's like it's a fucking toy, y'all. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna use Monopoly to talk to my dead dad. Like what the fuck?
He was a capitalist. He'll be proud.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm bored. Walk into your dreams.
Pass 500 and collect it, bitch.
Did you pay your taxes?
You know what? No more jokes. I was think of something with yikes. Anyways, here's the thing though. We're gonna move on to these topics. It's gonna be pretty quick. I honestly enjoyed this conversation more than anything we're gonna talk about today, except for Terminator Dark Fate, which will be at the very, very end. But the first thing I want to bring up too, anti-piracy settlement has actually shut down Openload and StreamMango. Now I don't know what StreamMango is.
Wait, Openload's dead?
Openload's officially dead, man. It's gone.
Woo! Wait,
whoa! Why are you wooing? That's
I
fucking terrible.
fucking hate Openload. I think Openload is the worst fucking one. Like it's one of those situations where it's like
of getting something for fucking free. What the fuck are you?
no.
about?
Okay, there are multiple ways to get things for free. That is one of those wins because one of the things that a lot of these free players will do is in order for them to essentially survive is they'll jam pack with as many ads as humanly possible in every way, shape, or form. Sometimes you got to click the screen 15 times in order to actually play the video. Sometimes you'll click the screen and it'll send you to another tab that's a carbon copy of it, but it's actually the ad. Like there'll be multiple ways to fuck it up. Openload to me is one of the worst ones because you'll be watching a video like, oh, I want to pause it because I gotta eat something. Ad pops up. Like, well, fuck. Now I gotta click like 4 ads to get rid of it, and I got ad block on every fucking thing I own.
Somehow. Do you get mad at F movies when that fucking like one X bet? Like
yeah, if there's a commercial break during it.
Dude, it's for fucking free.
Okay, but a lot of times those ads have viruses. The more pop-ups you get, the more it tends you to random sites, the more likely your computer's to get a virus. So Openload has a lot of fucking like chances for viruses. Like that's why I go to F movies. I don't go to random sites. I pick my movie site specifically because I need ones that even if they have these players, they don't have the viruses. That's the thing about getting stuff for free is you have to be careful for viruses. You have to be proper with your computer. Go to safe sites. Have your ad blocker up. Click a fucking tab out as soon as possible so that it doesn't try to download something on your computer you don't realize.
You know what? I actually appreciate you even saying that because right now I'm probably going to be helped as much as the people in the chat are going to be helped. I so don't mind getting shit for free that Openload has done that many times, and I don't care about closing a tab that fast. So my
you have to because it'll download shit automatically. Yeah, you have to honestly wipe your computer, clear out, go and find Malwarebytes is a great program to just quickly run through your computer. Windows Defender is actually surprisingly not that bad anymore. So
yeah,
but you got to be careful with that because again, the ads will have viruses in it, and you need to keep an eye on your computer, make sure shit doesn't just appear.
Have you ever told it to stop? Have you ever told the ads to stop?
That's what ad block is. An ad block is powerful, but they find ways around it.
Well, I don't even need ad block. I just tell the advertising to stop.
The thing is if you ever look at the I think this, I'm not sure if this is on any other, like I only use Chrome, I don't fucking use Firefox, I don't give a shit, but there's usually a little number right beside the ad block. That's number of ads it stops. So it'll often be 23, 48, 57 because that's how many ads it's blocking. Imagine if you didn't have ad block, you'd be getting like 30, 40 pop-ups. So it's blocking a lot of them, but what a lot of these streaming sites will do is they'll just say it's basically the machine gun effect. They're like, okay, they won't get one ad will get blocked by ad block, but if you send 50, at least one gets through, and that's enough for them.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that. I appreciate it. No, I
shut up, Jet.
Like I'm usually I'm talking shit about Alan and trying to like, bro, it's not a big deal, dog. But no, like seriously, I'm really glad that you even brought that up.
Computer safety is a huge fucking deal.
But that's not the reason why they should take it down.
I hate Openload for that reason. It's one of the worst ones.
Yeah, but apparently though, I guess they're gonna be taking out a lot of shit. It's saying sites like LimeWire, Demonoid, and Pirate Bay were all been the focus of efforts by the relevant authorities at one time or another. But now they're cracking down the shit that's like not even that important. They're going through everything, and I'm kind of curious in a sense too because when I saw this related topic over here, and who knows how true this is? It's just on Screen Rant, people. I'm just looking around. It says The Walking Dead was 2018's most pirated TV show, and the thing is, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
That's a show that's not even popular. People are kind of sick of Walking Dead. What other shows that are up and coming that are trying to get some kind of fucking traction going? And these sites, Openload, etc., F movies, they're fucking up TV now because one topic they're going to talk about later is the fact that BoJack Horseman was canceled by Netflix and not by the creators. The reason why that shit's going to be gone, because it's a good show and people love it, and no one has any bad reviews for it. But Netflix is like, listen, you're not bringing up as much as we need. And it's like, well, that could be because of sites like this, man.
No, okay. I'm going to, honestly, as somebody that's been in the pirating seas for, almost a decade, for as long as I've had my computer, that is just an excuse that they'll use. The same thing as, well, oh, the critics are, the reason this movie bombs because the critics don't like it. It's like, there's really no correlation. Very small developers, their games aren't going to get pirated as much because guess what? No one really knows them that much. So it's like even the 5% of people that are pirate, it's like, okay, that's not going to be a big deal. The super huge publishers, because this is a problem. Like people are like, oh, GTA, you're hurting our bottom line. That game made $1 billion in like 4 months, and there was maybe 100,000 copies pirated, and it's like. You look at the numbers of people pirating because you can find these numbers out through just the various fucking sites like Pirate Bay. Pirate Bay was one of the biggest ones, and they kept getting attacked because that was the main hub where you end up going to find some of this pirated content. It is never enough because of the fact that it's not mainstream to pirate. It's more of you know somebody that does it, but it's not popular enough to be that kind of thing. It's just they're just using it as an excuse. It's a convenient excuse. You'd be like, oh yeah, people are stealing it. That's why we're not renewing. It's like not like, well, we don't actually like the ratings are low. It's like, well, we can't explain it. People just don't like Netflix can't just say, well, people just don't fucking watch BoJack. Like the TVs used to use the high production costs, low ratings as a way to justify canceling shows. piracy is just a new thing to fucking say. Well, oh, pirates. It's like, no, look at Cuphead. Cuphead got pirated a lot, but that game made a fuck ton of money because people still buy video games, even though pirating exists. I fucking buy video games. I have over 400 Steam games, and I'm probably the biggest pirate, one of the biggest pirates in the DT community.
Now, can you say that in like a little bit louder next to these wires?
Yeah.
I'm in Canada. I don't go.
Actually, we want your social security number. We also want to know how many buys you have hidden in the fucking closet.
I mean, you've seen my fucking closet. It's mostly candy.
My whole thing is like, is it actually pirates, or is it the fact you all have like 12,000 fucking streaming services going on now? So basically, people want to watch these fucking shows, but can't because they're already paying for cable, and now they also have to pay for these streaming services in which they want to watch some original show that you guys only put on there.
Yeah, a lot of times it ends up being an issue where they don't put it in. That's why DC streaming service is failing, not because the show sucks, because some of them do, but it's only in America. Everyone's fighting for the same pie where you realize there's billions of people around the world, so you can advertise to other places in other countries. That's another reason Netflix is getting bigger and bigger, is because they're bringing shows like The Kingdom and Ruthless's favorite show, The Rise of Phoenixes. They're bringing all these foreign fucking shows so that people are more likely to get Netflix. They're like, oh, I get access to all these shows that I wouldn't have access to before.
Well, not that, with the international market open up, more and more people are going to be watching these streaming services.
Yeah,
as they get open up. Now, Disney Plus is going to be available in every country. We all know this. Hell, matter of fact, they started early in Canada.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to come to Canada for another year, and it's going to be same day launch.
Now, the goal is, from what I can tell, is a lot of these corporations, their goal is to try to get as much people on their streaming services for either their niche, which is what the internet survives on, let's be honest here. Even us, to a certain extent, is a niche entertainment base. But when it comes to people like perceiving this as a bad thing, or as an example that people are like stealing stuff, they got to forget, people only steal stuff if you make it more easier or more accessible than to actually go and buy it. Honestly, a lot of the problem here is with the copyright issues of different countries having different leeways of different ideas of what they can let into their country. Ergo, what's going on with a lot of streaming services that don't go into Canada. Yeah. Like, I watched Purge with Alan. We got to find out a certain watch together method because it's not available in his country.
Yeah.
Canada literally says, fuck that show.
Honestly, one of the things that made Steam, because Steam started off just as a random store, one of the things that made Steam ridiculously popular was the fact that they were just like, well, we're going to try to get games. They reduced piracy. The most effective way possible was making it accessible to countries that video games are harder to get in. So as a result, because people, there are multiple reasons why people pirate, and what people like, what companies like, they're like, oh man, they're like, oh fuck it to the man, we're going to steal stuff because it's fun to steal. It's like most of the time they don't have the money or they don't have the access to it. That's most of the reason. Like people will pay for it if they feel like they can get it in a reasonable way.
Honestly, it goes to kind of to bring it back full circle from a previous topic. If you want real freedom of speech, you should have these things as more accessible as possible. Everything should not have a copyright barrier to the point that no one can actually watch it or have such a huge point of entry that it's a bitch to get involved into a certain subculture or a piece of entertainment. So I'm actually saying we should abolish copyright laws like the good old country of China, and that includes Monkey with a Gun being available for everyone to watch for free.
I'm not even going to touch that one with a fucking thing. But the thing is, one of the streaming services like Hulu, I can't. Not only can I not find Hulu in Canada, I can't even pirate the shows.
Yeah, I mean,
which is weird to me.
I couldn't pirate the fucking Adult Swim show Primal. I couldn't pirate that at all. I can't pirate Creepshow from fucking Shudder. These companies are starting to get smarter with how they do business, which is cool. And I like the entry level of things. Like for one, too, Shudder absolutely knows that honestly, if you want to like make an account to get the 30-day free trial, you could just make like 5 accounts and have like half the fucking year.
Don't you have to put a credit card in at some point or whatever?
No, I didn't have to for Shudder, which is fucking sweet. And Primal for Adult Swim.
Really, website. I mean, maybe you're not looking at the right sites. I'm looking at it right now.
On what? What you mean?
I have again. Like I said, I've been in the pirating game for a decade now. I know the major players and what are the safer sites. So it's like I'm looking at it right now. Maybe I can fucking pirate Primal right now if I want to.
Oh, okay, well, awesome. I mean, like, but I had trouble doing. I mean, obviously, like when I did it like 2 weeks ago. I mean, days change, people upload. So,
but that's the thing you're getting at is people. The more popular it is, the more likely you'll find it. people don't know where to look for this stuff. It's like the thing of like, how do I find this stuff? People just don't know. Like right now, I could probably find someone in the chat.
It's just like Adult Swim does this thing too, where it's really smart. Not to cut you off or anything, but I was gonna explain like why I couldn't find it. And the thing is like they had this really awesome way to like make it accessible through their website, and people that are able to steal it, they'll use something like how I use XSplit, and they'll steal it that way. But it's such a process to give a service to these fucking pirators, and it's like, you know, you got to incentivize that to a certain extent, because keep in mind, people, when you have stuff that's seeded on websites like this and Openload, etc., and F movies, someone's doing you a service for fucking free. They're not getting a lot out of it. So it's like, okay, obviously there's a reason, there's a business model as to why they're doing this, and if that model goes away or if it becomes too much of an issue for less of the gain, then they're not going to do it, and then you're out to fucking lunch. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're going to do.
Well, that's the thing, like, you say that, but okay, so one of the things in the pirating game that is I guess the white whale is de novo. And de novo is a video game piracy thing that has been one of the hardest things to crack, but it's so expensive. It's like getting freaking the Hulk to be your bodyguard at a club. No one's getting in unless they're paying, but holy shit is it expensive to keep the guy on the payroll. But that's the thing with de novo. Square Enix is like notorious for that. But so what they'll do is they'll keep their game on de novo for like, I want to say sometimes a year, sometimes 6 months, so that they can get as much money as they can, because that's usually how video games. The first 6 months is when they get all their fucking revenue. And then eventually that's when you start seeing sales 10, 20, 30, 40% off as it goes to, you know, bargain prices, depending on how popular the game is. In some cases, the day it goes off de novo, it gets pirated. But sometimes the pirates beat it. If people want something, they'll fucking get it. They will find a way, and they will spend a long time. Sometimes it's not right away, but they'll fucking get it. Dude, people have been camcording movies since the 90s.
Yeah.
And they still do.
I think that another thing, too, is just sprinkle the cookie crumbs around a certain spot that's like, you know what? Maybe I can entice people to actually pay for this to get through all the annoying bullshit that they go through. Like Adult Swim, all you have to do is have a account. It doesn't even have to be an activated cable account. You can just have an account to show that you have subscribed to some kind of internet service provider, and they'll actually let you watch all the shows on Adult Swim for free with no ads. It's fucking beautiful, and it's so smart. And literally, it's like, to get serviced like that, I'm kind of like, you know what, dude? I would actually go to this site even more. And to be honest, if they charge me like $2 a month, I'd pay it, because I'm already happy. So
honestly, it's the reason I had Netflix, the reason I have HBO, because the guy's like, wait, what are you talking about? You have all this knowledge of pirating. Why don't you just pirate all the shows? It's a convenience factor. Like, right now with HBO, there's a bunch of shows that's like, I could, but they just sit on my hard drive until I'm like, oh, like maybe I'll watch this one day. No, I'll just delete it. Fuck it. The thing about HBO is it keeps a nice, quiet library of everything that's away from my main computer, so that if I need something to watch, it's like, hey, I have the list there. I'm paying for convenience, and people will do that. You'd be surprised how often people will pay for convenience.
I know, Jen, because it's she said she ain't paying for shit. It's just like,
well, no, and that's your own choice.
But anyways, we'll move on from this though to the big thing. I mean, there's a very, very big elephant in the room, and it's from the fucking future, and that is the Terminator. Oh my goodness gracious, Alan! You know what the thing is? I gotta tell you something really quick, and this goes to show how. I mean, I obviously put some kind of stock into your opinion on certain things, because I was so nervous as to what you were gonna say about this fucking movie. Because yesterday you were like, "Dude, I saw it," and I'm like, "Man, I
played you like a motherfucker." It's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to hear it?"
Yeah, and like that upset me too, because I'm like, "Oh, that means it's bad." Fucking motherfucker! I was so fucking pissed. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it. But then at the same time, you and I have so many disagreements on choreography and all that shit too. It's like, okay, even though you liked it, it's probably bad. But man, I went to go see this movie, and for one, expectations-wise, I'm gonna go ahead and like go around the table a little bit for a second, because the only people that saw it was me, Alan, and Jed. Is that correct?
From what I know, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
So, Ganja, any point you want to come in and say, "Fuck that nerd shit," you definitely can. Same thing with Brooks.
No, don't give him that power.
Why would I be upset about it? I actually like it.
Yes. No, because here's the thing, man. Going into it, the thing is, everyone was reacting a certain way to. Because I mean, for one, it got screened like a week early or whatever the fuck for lots of people. And for one, that's a good sign too. When they want to give you screenings early, that means like they want you to talk about it because it's fucking good. Usually,
it's not necessarily a good sign, but a bad sign is no screeners.
Exactly, that's a horrible sign. So I'm glad that it was like, okay, you know what? And then plus, everyone's review was kind of around the same. It's like, well, I don't like it, but it did this and this and this good. I just don't like it for some personal reason. Right. Some people were like, I love it, and it did all these things good, but then I have issues with it. You know, it's it is what it is. But like for me, most of the movies I like that's on Rotten Tomatoes, movies I enjoy are like 70%, 60%. I don't like the movies everyone thinks that's fucking perfect because they usually aren't. And it's usually based around a bunch of hype. So when looking at this, man, I knew it was not going to be as good as Terminator 1 or Terminator 2. Like I wasn't expecting a perfect movie, but when you start the fucking movie, dude, right away, just seeing the scene where Sarah Connor is in Terminator 2 talking about all the shit that she's talking about, freaking out, and that music, and then the credits, I was already like on the edge of my seat, like, holy fuck, dude. I am literally like just amazed how this is starting. And then like the Terminator's coming out of the fucking water, and then they're showing stuff in the trailer, and for me, I don't know if you feel this way too, Alan, but like when I see a certain amount of trailer come out in the movie, like early, I don't feel like the trailer spoiled everything at that point.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yes, show the trailer right away, people. Yes, show me all those clips. And I saw those quick. I don't know how you felt when you first watched the movie, but like, were you hyped when you started watching it, or?
Honestly, like, I've been saying this for a year since we heard the fucking thing and laughing at it, calling it Dark Phoenix. I've lost hope, like with the Terminator franchise, because I've watched. I say again, saw the first one, saw the second one, saw the third one. I was like, you know what, the third one's not that bad. It's not as good as 2, but I still enjoy the third one. That fucking car chase with the crane is fucking awesome still. And then Salvation comes out. I'm like, this is the most boring, dry fucking movie I've ever seen in my fucking life. I'm like, oh fuck. And then there's Genesis. I'm like, okay, I had some fun in Genesis, but like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Every fucking Terminator movie contradicts the last fucking Terminator movie. They can't get a consistent universe together. They just keep making shit up. And Salvation and Genesis have the exact same fucking problem of they keep thinking they're gonna get a trilogy. Oh, no, 3 even has the same problem. They keep thinking they're going to get sequels, but they never think enough about them. So they just leave these fucking little like strings here so that they can go down them. They're setting up their own fucking mysteries. And I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit. The story's not interesting to continue. And they never do. So when I'm seeing the trailer for Dark Fate, I'm like, oh, here we fucking go again. The only reason this fucking movie exists is because Halloween fucking got Jamie Lee Curtis to be in the role. So they managed to get enough clout to get fucking Linda Hamilton back. And seeing the trailers, I'm like, this looks exactly like the same trailers as Genesis. So I'm mad. And I'm like, oh, they're doing this scene where it almost kind of looks like a choreographed fight. No, I've seen enough bullshit in Hollywood to know they're just going to set it up like that and they're going to fucking just cut and do some hypercut. I've never been so happy to be wrong my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
When that first fight happens, I'm clapping in the theater because I'm like, I'm seeing a choreographed fight scene that actually looks good.
Yeah, and here's the thing too is like I was sitting there and I'm like, I don't want to like freak out or get too nerdy with this because I want to be like, yeah, oh no, the rest of the movie sucks, whatever. But the movie didn't give me a chance to like even doubt myself more so than that, because when the movie starts and shit starts happening, it does not fucking stop. It just keeps on.
It starts off quick, and I like that. Yeah. I appreciate that. I'm like, you start off right off the gate. I'm like, yo, my first thought was, oh man, it's gonna be like Die Hard 5, because Die Hard 5 starts off pretty quick. It does that crazy badly edited action scene, and then it takes a huge break, and at that point I fell asleep in the theater. So I'm thinking Dark Fate, I'm like, oh man, this first action scene's so fucking good. This is so good. I'm liking the characters. They're simple, but I like what they're going for. They're doing a lot of simple things, but it's fucking awesome, right? And I'm like, oh god, the movie has slowed down. I'm like, okay, just let the movie do its thing. And it did its thing. When the movie, because the movie does slow down, but it slows down for a purpose. The characters need to breathe at one point, and it makes sense. But when they slow it down, they don't just sit there and be like, well, guys, we got to stay here for 30 minutes. You guys want to watch a movie? It's like, no, they actually have a reason for it. They go into the characters. They go into what's going on. The characters are asking relevant fucking questions. And then the characters are answering it in a way that moves the plot forward. I'm like, this is great. And then the characters will kind of wake up and be back to normal. And then it'll go to another action scene. I fucking love the flow of this movie.
Yeah, and that's the best thing about this too is like, because people are saying like, okay, well, James Cameron said a lot of shit about Genesis, and you know he was just doing that because he was paid to play his producer credit on it. With this, one thing that I really enjoyed is that this felt like it was serving many what's the word, ideologies?
Ideologies, yeah.
Yeah, it was like trying to serve lots of mental like purposes from all these creators, because James Cameron and Tim Miller actually did an interview last year when they announced the whole Terminator Dark Fate thing, Linda Hamilton's return, etc. Yeah. And they said that it was a very volatile script writing process, because James Cameron was like, no, listen, my fucking name's on this. I already let that fucking happen, and I look like an idiot.
The Genesis, yeah.
Yeah, and if you notice too, like with the press for this movie, he doesn't really mention, like, all it says like, oh, James Cameron's back as I forgot what the fucking
producer,
but like he doesn't have a lot of interviews saying that this movie's so great. If you noticed, like he said a lot about Genesis, he didn't say shit about.
Yeah,
this
he said Genesis is like the first real sequel to 2 or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. But like this one, he really said a lot because he was being careful. And the thing is, Tim Miller and even the other screenwriters with this, they all were having like issues, like agreeing with what to do.
Well, because that's the problem with the Terminator franchise is they don't really know what they want to do with it. They don't know how serious they want to go. They don't know how jokey they want to go. They're also dealing in a world where Marvel movies exist, and they're like, well, do we do it like a Marvel movie? Well, we can't do it like a DC movie. So it's like comic book movies existed. Like when Salvation came out, comic book movies, I want to say comic book movies were still kind of happening, but it wasn't where we are now. So, and Genesis was basically a victim of that to a certain degree because it feels like a comic book movie. But now that we've gone so past that to Dark Fate, because like Dark Fate could easily be a comic book movie. So I can imagine like, well, how the fuck are we going to sell this to an audience that the fucking last decade of Terminator movies have not been that good?
Yeah, and Jen, I'm gonna ask you too. Like, you know, I know that because I forced Jet to watch Terminator 2. I was like, you gotta watch Terminator 1 and 2. And we watched that, and I felt like, to be honest, Jed, like I know you told me like, oh, it's a fine movie. I didn't believe you. I thought that you thought Terminator 2 was kind of like underwhelming because I built it up so much. My fucking like the way I talk about it. But going into this, were you hyped at all when you first started watching the movie and everything? What did you expect?
So here's the thing about Terminator 2 is that I probably wasn't gonna like it that much anyway because I'm not really a big fan of action movies. Like they've never really been for me. Was there cool scenes in Terminator 2? Yeah. Was the story pretty good? Yeah. But it also had actually all these movies have something I absolutely hate done in movies, and that's time travel.
Yeah.
While it was done actually pretty well in those 2 movies, gotta say, like they just didn't pull me in. Sorry. This one, on the other hand, I feel like I actually enjoyed more than 2.
Yeah, which is surprising. That's something I haven't heard a whole lot, and I can see why you felt that way. But when you think about the reasons why, like, what's the first reason that comes to mind as to why you prefer this more?
Here's the thing. I love characters interacting with each other in a certain way. This movie was just full of that, where just like every time, like if one character would talk to another, I was fully involved. I was enjoying it.
Yeah. No, me too. I think everyone had chemistry. That was like one of the things.
Yeah.
Like they must have spent a lot of time before even making a movie because they all felt like they knew each other for so long, and it just clicked. You know.
I was worried this was gonna be what was that fucking movie Transformers 5.
Yeah.
Because it feels kind of similar with the cast and the range of people they have. But Grace, she was in Blade. Yeah, she was in Blade Runner 2049. I liked her then and there as well. So I'm just like, I'm curious to see what happens when they get her leading role. She's good. She shows the Protector. And what I liked about it is something that always kind of bothers me about Protector is like, oh, I'm the most awesome person in the fucking world. It's like, no, she's not. Like she does that thing of she's kind of dumb, but she's still capable. So she does that fine line of she's not super awesome and impervious and she can do anything and she's always right. She still does need the help, but she still is capable. She's still able to do stuff and she's necessary. And I really like that bouncing off because like you're thinking like what the fuck is Linda Hamilton's old ass gonna do here? She's like fucking 75. How's she gonna fight fucking Terminators that jump through walls? And you're like, oh, she makes sense that she's there. So I like Linda Hamilton's here too. You're like, oh, this little kid, this is gonna be some fucking there's gonna be some fucking escort mission. But it's like the kid does add the humanity to the movie that you fucking need. You need this person to be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you too. Like, did you feel like the Terminator was a little overpowered? Do you feel like it was like, okay, these characters are never gonna like overpower this motherfucker or survive him? And if these characters do survive this guy, now I gotta call bullshit. Like, did you feel that at all with this?
I feel like the teamwork between all of them is actually what they needed. I didn't think it was unbelievable at all. I mean, it's still a Terminator. He's still strong as shit. And then we have like this other character who has enhancements and stuff like that, also making him strong. Like, it seemed pretty believable to me.
Yeah, because I mean, at first I started having an issue with that because I'm like, okay, Mackenzie Davis doing this fucking, and her character name's Grace, but she's doing these big flips, these Matrix style flips. You know, pull the string. Like I hate pull the string shit or string. What do you call it?
It's called string fu, yeah, or wire fu, I think.
Wire fu. There you go. Yeah. But like with that terminology, you know, you'd think, okay, it was gonna be silly. But there's reasons why she's doing it, and by the way, the fact that she is doing it doesn't make her any more special than our fucking villain. Our villain, and this is what, and I'm going to use some wrestling terminology for y'all, getting the character over. Within 10 minutes, you have 5 reasons why this new Terminator, the Rev 9, you have 5 reasons why this motherfucker is better than every other Terminator that you've seen before.
Well, you know one of the things that, yeah, and I agree, one of the things I actually find really unique, and I watch a fuck ton of these action movies, is If you're doing a poorly done action movie, even if it has good choreography, the number one thing you notice is everyone fights the same.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll start seeing that. You'll start seeing that in John Wick. That's actually one of the issues. Is everyone kind of almost fights the same. With this, everyone fights differently. Everyone has a unique style of fighting. The again, he's basically the Liquid Terminator, so that's what I'm gonna call him, or the Rep 9. He has a style of he's charging like a bull. No, that's his entire thing. Is he's always charging like a bull. But then he has the other part of him that's the ink part that's like almost like Venom, like it has the weird protruding tentacles, has the fucking slicing part. So he has multiple different variations of fighting. Whereas Grace's character is she's doing the flip, she's doing the acrobatics, she's the acrobatic fighter. And yeah, Arnold's in the movie as well. It's like his fighting style is everyone has a unique fighting style, and I fucking love that. So when you see them interact and bouncing off of each other, they're not all fighting the same. They are having different levels of choreography. That's really like someone paid attention to the fighting in this movie.
Yeah, and even like more so than the choreography and everything, just everyone's style of just dealing with situations is different. You know, you got like Natalia Reyes, her character is very like just defend me, but then at the same time like this push of like she has her own revenge story that she wants to fucking do too. But then you also got like Mackenzie Davis always defending. You got Linda Hamilton defending both of them, but then at the same time being a little less like passionate about it because she wants revenge too. She has her own fucking thing. And you got Arnold that's just like, listen, I'm not even emotionally slightly involved, and that makes this so much better because they're handling emotion. I don't have to. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows their spot. It's like a fucking like this movie's like a football team that everyone's good at what they do. You know what I mean? Like everyone...
no, everyone works together, but it's like they get it over the course of the movie. One of my actually funny thing is as much as I love this movie, my favorite part is Arnold.
Yeah, and he's because in there for so long too. Like
he's in there for honestly 5 minutes, but like I'm watching this movie, and I'm like. And it's the weirdest thing that came into my mind when I walked out. I'm like, I feel like somebody wrote the script of this movie without Arnold in it.
Yep.
And any problem that they have, Arnold solves it. Oh man, how are we gonna get through this door? Arnold shows up. Well, how are we gonna get this weapon? Arnold shows up. How are we gonna do this? Arnold shows up. And it's like it's so weird because it's like in any other movie they have to find these weird conveniences, but they basically converted that into a character.
Yeah.
And it works really, really fucking well.
Yeah, Arnold is literally an excuse for the Terminator movie to exist. But aside from that, this is just a good movie. You know what I mean? Like this could have been Venom.
Like honestly, it's T2 with a few extra twists. Like I think that's what a lot of people are like. Oh my god, it's just like T2. I'm like, it's not really a bad thing. But whatever review site said this is the Force Awakens for Terminator, fucking nailed it on the head because this is T2. Like almost the first half of this movie is just Terminator 2. But they do slight differences, not enough to make it different. They rename it's not called Sky, it's called something else. Like I'll let y'all figure that out. But the thing is, it's like it feels very similar. They do slight tweaks and changes, but it does feel at the end of the day the same kind of movie. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Now I hope fucking if they do a sequel, it doesn't become Salvation or 3 because go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But I do like that they're going to what made the Terminator franchise good is. It's a simple chase story. That's what it is at the end of the day. But they're able to get a lot out of the characters. The sequel to this, I don't think they should ever make a sequel to it. But if anything, you gotta eat.
Yeah,
what's up?
Will. No, they will though. Like I know, like I agree with you, but like they're still making a fucking sequel, and they're making another one after that. Like you know what I mean? Like
oh god, we're doing the trilogy again. They keep trying.
Yeah, they keep trying. But yeah, because I know that we're talking a lot about its good things, but there are imperfections. It's not a perfect movie. I'm gonna ask Jet first. I mean, when you think of imperfections, what is there? And it's not even a nitpick, but it's just like, is there something there that you feel like, okay, you know what? This is what Terminator 2 and Terminator 1 did that may, it should have been on this, or this did something not as good as those other movies.
So this is more of a bias on my part rather than a nitpick, but. When it comes to time travel, I'm always picking out shit that makes no goddamn sense. Or like, if that wouldn't work, that wouldn't work. I can't stand time travel at all. This one, I did have some nitpicks with it. But, I mean, the movie itself is just fun to where I'm just like, oh, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, like for time thing, I mean, is there a certain death in the movie that kind of negates a flashback scene? That's kind of like, what the fuck?
Little bit.
Yeah, like we can't really say what it is because there's gonna be no spoilers. But there's a point where it's like, okay, you know what? This has the endgameism of you do something in the future, but it's a past. But then you're the sandwich. You're the meat of the sandwich.
Unlike Endgame, this actually explains itself and actually has an explanation that I'm like that makes sense to me.
I see your point, but it's like, because that's the issue with Terminator 1. Like, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't like Terminator 1. Like, I watched it recently. I forced Jet to watch it because I was like, no, it's great. When I watch it with an adult brain and I can
Love of
form
my
shit
life,
together.
who I've only known for a day.
Yeah. Like, that's
Yeah, but
weird.
that's a movie trope. Like, there are things in this movie that are mostly movie tropes. Like, my only problems are just movie tropes.
Yeah.
Like, that I have with this.
I fell in love with him over a night.
What? No, not even a whole night. Like 2 hours. Whatever the fuck. And the biggest thing too is that Kyle Reese going back and like dying. You cease to exist, sir. The whole point is to keep John Connor from dying in the first movie, or to keep him from non-existing. But like that means death. You're trying to make sure he lives. But by that same token, if you fucking die in the first movie, there's no part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You fucking morons.
I just like the idea of like, hey, I gotta make sure this dude survives so he can become a leader. I'm also gonna bang his mom because that might not fuck the timeline at all.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the leader who knows who his dad is says, "Hey, bro, go fuck my mom, dog."
Well, that's why he sends him back. It's a time loop.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little crazy though? Like,
No, not really. That's actually one of the probably what made Terminator stand out is one of the more interesting weird time loop because it's essentially the complete opposite of what happens in Back to the Future where he almost sleeps with his mom.
But like, I even feel
Or
Back to the Future
Futurama.
better. Oh, Futurama does it too.
Oh
he's
yeah,
stuck
that
with
is
his
fucking
grandma.
hilarious. Where he's his own grandpa.
Yep.
Oh Jesus, I did not know that at all.
It's
That's
a
actually-
long story. That's the entire episode that we'd have to explain it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm with Jed. Honestly, I fucking hate time travel movies because I think time travel is a difficult concept to do, and people just go into the lazy tropes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I hate what was it, Days of Future Past, because if time travel exists, then time travel has always existed. If you are going to the past, the fact that you go there changes it. So the fact that you step into, if I went into the past right now, it's changed. The future
past
is
no longer
different.
The past. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, the
past
future
is-
no longer is the same because I fucking did that. But then they'll go like, well, maybe you always did that as a way to fucking write him out of it. I'm like, you're fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid. Time travel is fucking stupid.
Fuck you, WWE Jetsons.
I'm pretty sure that's the reason she hates time travel.
Man.
I hate time travel before that, but that one made it so. That one infuriated me. And yeah, it's a kid's cartoon. Well, it was stupid.
But that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing about Terminator 2 that I feel is like it doesn't have dumb tropes like that, and the only tropes that are dumb is the shit that the first movie did that fucked up part 2. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things like, okay, like and here's the thing that I'm going to talk about why I love Dark Fate so much, because to be honest, in certain ways, like yes, I feel like Terminator 2 is still the best movie ever made, and this one's not as good as it. But then there's ways too where I have more respect for Dark Fate because the fucking weight that this movie had on its back, guys. This is how you fucking like rehabilitate a series. Part 2 had this issue where it's like, okay, we made these rules in Terminator 1. Now all of a sudden these rules do not fucking exist anymore. Now, a Terminator can learn. It can learn jokes. It can learn humor. It can smile. It can literally grow back. Like if something happened, Arnold loses his fucking arm in part 2. Apparently, if you just waited like 20 fucking years, he can grow it back. You know what I mean? Apparently, they age. If they turn some kind of fucking thingy in the chip in his brain, he can actually age like a human being. And even in 3, 4, and 5, they explain like, oh yeah, they don't age, except for Genesis because you can't hide Arnold's fucking real life age.
Every Terminator movie contradicts the last Terminator movie.
Yeah, it's so annoying because it's like you motherfuckers don't know the meaning of continuity. You guys keep changing everything every fucking movie.
And they use the crux of time travel for that.
Continuity.
Yeah, they use the crux of time travel for that. Time travel is a lazy writer tool.
Yeah, and then Dark Fate was like, you know what? We're gonna take all this crazy bullshit and we're gonna explain it, and we can allow to say like, yeah, it's not the same company, it's not Skynet fucking with us. So every rule that you guys felt before, yeah, ain't Skynet. We're done with that story. No more John Connor. We're not gonna fuck with this human resistance thing that you guys destroyed. He's gone now. This was such a rehabilitation. It was almost like this movie was trying to do its own thing, and it succeeded, and it's definitely like a new movie, a new feel. But at the same time, this was an apology for the last 3 ones.
Well, because the problem with the problem with the last 3 is it tried so hard to move on from 2, where it didn't want to do 2 again. And I'm not saying they should just keep doing 2 till people get bored, but the problem is they never committed to anything. 2 committed to its simple story, and you can do simple stuff. One of my favorite animes is a time travel story. It's a Steins Gate. I think it does it wonderfully because it's just some dude fucking around and accidentally discovers time travel, and then he just starts to do simple shit like trying to help his friends out. but it ends up fucking up and one of his friends dies. So he's now trying to fix it. That's a simple story. You found something cool, you fucked up, and you're trying to fix it. With fucking Salvation, like, oh man, we gotta go to this fucking like version of the world of the war, and we gotta talk about what it's like to be human and the necessity as a human. But since we don't know what we're talking about, we're basically just talking out of our asses. Like, well, that didn't fucking work. Let's forget that concept. Okay, Genesis. Well, because time travel exists and you could do different things, we're gonna do time travel paths. So that different things happen at different times, and then things are interacting, so we don't know what's what, and then people are getting sent back. Like, no, you overly complicated this. Turn off your notifications. Dark Fate simply just goes that, from what I can tell, there's about one timeline, and it's like things will affect the one timeline, and things will still happen, but it's not like 16 different timelines.
Exactly, yeah, and that's the thing I really appreciate about this. You know, to wrap things up somewhat, you know, because obviously there's so much that happens here, and we can't spoil a lot of it, but I will say. The humor, I love the genres of this movie. There's horror, there's action, there's humor, so much humor, and I feel like all three of those things are just done so fucking well.
This is how you do comedy in a fucking movie.
Yeah.
I was so upset because I was thinking this is just going to be what they're going to do with fucking Marvel movies, where it's going to be the whole thing is jokes, and then we're going to have that character be sad for 5 minutes of the movie, going, I don't know if I can do this. Someone threw a pie at me. Well, I guess I got to stop being sad and go back to the action. It's like, fuck off, Far From Home. But with this, it's like the comedy is, again, why I love Civil War. It's to one fucking person, and it makes sense because it's kind of like, it's not like the haha comedy. It's more of, it's out of left field, so you don't expect it. Like when Arnold's talking, it's like, oh yeah, it is very, very humorous. And they managed to make it
a little bit.
What's up?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I interrupted you, Game. I was thinking like it reminds me of Batista on Guardians of the Galaxy.
A little bit.
Yeah, but go ahead.
But I was gonna say, it's like, it's such a small part of the movie, but you need that to release some levity because it's been heavy. The movie has been heavy. There's been action. There's been deaths. There's been a lot of carnage. So you need that little moment to just have the characters breathe a little bit and be like, you know what? Okay, cool. We can relax a little bit and actually get to the next part. And I like what this movie does with it. Every time it takes a break, it means it's necessary.
Yeah, and I agree with what somebody said in here. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm bad at reading sometimes. Chris Harris, he says, yeah, the humor was kind of hit or miss. And yeah, like humor is one of those things that's so subjective. It's almost like if we say, like, this girl's the hottest girl you've ever seen. And you're like, well, I don't want to fuck her, so fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those weird things.
So, they didn't do humor like that much in it, but when they did do it, like, it's actually pretty funny. So,
yeah, it hit me every time. I laughed every time I was
Oh, God. Yeah, every joke there was fun.
Yeah, Arnold was cracking me up the entire time.
Yeah, and I've heard.
And I am extremely funny.
Yeah, and I'll even name drop, like, you know, Martin Thomas from Double Toasted. One of the biggest things that they hate about the movie was the humor. They're just like, yo, Arnold's being a stand-up comedian. For me, I don't think that was stand-up comedy.
Well, I mean, wasn't he also being, like, funny on certain parts in, like, fucking...
In part
2? Like, in part 2?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that's actually one of the things is that he's not sitting there with a mic. Like, he's not being extreme, like, he's not being super funny. He is basically so deadpan. It's the deadpan humor. That's essentially what he's doing. He's basically just saying things, and because he has no inflection to it, because like if you take that line, "I'm extremely funny," and put it in like a Will Smith movie, it'd be like, yeah, he'd be hamming it up because that's what Will Smith does. But the fact that he just goes deadpan, "I'm extremely funny," that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
doesn't it also go more with his character in this one, because like you've been living with someone for so long to where it's just like, yeah, I learned how to basically like say certain things, and they probably said I was funny or whatever. I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm funny.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing too, is like it was funny just because everyone was funny. I thought like there's parts where Mackenzie Davis' character Grace was like, I want to beat the fuck out of you, Sarah Connor. Like I want to beat the fuck out of you.
I'll beat the
such a
fuck
bitch.
out of you right now.
You know
like,
I mean?
yeah, I'd want to beat the shit out of her too. She's talking to me like that.
Yeah, and Linda Hamilton was funny because she's like, all right, you motherfuckers do not know how to survive. And you know, it's almost like one of those things where it's such a respect to that character, because I'm kind of like, yeah, like these people do need Arnold and Linda. They really do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it felt like because one of the things I was worried about, like, well, how are they going to keep Linda in here? She's going to be like, oh, I'm the only person ever. It's like, no, she has the experience, and she uses her experience well, whereas Grace's character doesn't have experience, but she knows how to fight. So it's like they bounce off each other really, really well.
Yeah, and the biggest compliment I could possibly give this is when I first reacted to this on the show, and I was so upset with that trailer because, for one, I hated that song, I Am the Hunter, and then I really hated that stupid fucking plane scene in the trailer.
Yo,
it was great in this movie except for the CGI.
Honestly, at that point, I didn't care because I was like, "Yo, this is really cool. I really like this set piece." Like, cause one of the things that I'll say is that I walked out of this movie. At first, thought was this movie gave me every single thing I wanted because it gave me character interactions that I really enjoyed. It gave me hand-to-hand choreographed fight scenes. It gave me more than one, which is more than I expect out of most movies nowadays. But when it did give the big action set pieces that what other people like, because I always say there's two kinds of action: hand-to-hand grounded action and spectacle action. Spectacle action is things exploding, cars going through buildings, planes exploding and shit. That's spectacle. It's big action set pieces. And when it did those, it felt really, really good and interesting. Like the fucking dump truck chase is awesome. Or the multiple car chases, the helicopter chase is fucking awesome. The plane sequence is really, really well done.
Yeah, and things that shouldn't be that chaotic seemed very chaotic. Like, I mean, Chris Ayers brought up something that happened in the underwater, and I agree with you, man. There's times where I didn't know what the fuck was going on either. But the fact
but it
is,
was underwater.
They made underwater seem like holy shit.
Yo, I wish I could today. This is a spoiler, but one of my favorite sequences happens underwater.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I'll talk about it in the after hours if people are cool with it. But there's a sequence there. I'm like, I'm so glad a movie finally talked about this.
And the biggest thing too is, because the reason why I brought the airplane scene is like in the trailer, I was like, oh, well, there's the ending, guys. Fuck, it's a nice spoiler, bro. The thing is though, is that's not the ending. And I'm like, oh my god, a Terminator trailer came out that didn't show us the fucking ending because there's actually something in this movie that I can attach myself to that's not a fucking spoiler. Oh my god, yes. Like, people, when it came to talking about Avengers Endgame or Dark Phoenix, and I remember people in the chat, I remember Deja and Julian, everyone telling us, stop spoiling the movie, guys. The thing is, sometimes there's nothing to talk about.
Oh,
it's like,
fuck, I'll spoil the shit out of Dark Phoenix right now. Yeah. Jean Grey's the good guy.
Yeah, or fuck, like any of those movies. Like, there's so many movies that's really hard to... I mean, interestingly, obviously you can review anything without spoilers, of course, but it's like, for anything of value, it's like you have to spoil it because there's nothing there. This movie, we've talked for about almost 40 minutes now talking about it.
We've described the trailer!
Yeah, and literally, there's so much you guys don't even fucking know. And whether or not you like it or not, because I'm not going to say you all will like it, I'm not going to... to that up this fucking movie's ass too. But I will say that we didn't ruin anything. There is a lot of shit in this movie, and that's the biggest thing I can tell you is that watching a movie in a movie theater and spending my fucking money to go see it and taking the time to go see it, this is a theatrical movie. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, this earns your fucking ticket. They spent some time on this shit. But go ahead.
There actually is something that I want to discuss, like, why was so many people so ready to basically jump down this movie's throat for it only being out for 3 days?
Because the last 20 years of Terminator movies have sucked. And this trailer looks very similar to Genesis's trailer.
Yeah, because I gotta tell you, this was a horrible trailer.
But people who didn't even watch the movie were just like, yeah, it failed. Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah. I know a post you're talking about. Oh, it only made $2 million on Halloween. Yeah, I wonder what people could possibly be doing on Halloween night.
Yeah, after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. Hey, Roxy, what are people doing on Halloween night after 5?
I'm expecting Roxy to be doing doo-doo, just saying some weird...
Do you really want me to tell you, or
No, actually, legit. Just you, not even being a person who's even reviewing this movie, not even defending this because you probably don't give a shit about Terminator. What do you think people are doing on Halloween night?
I told you I like the Terminator series.
Oh, okay. I have a thing with that where I just say the wrong opinion of other people. Alan.
He still thinks I hate Zack Snyder.
You do though.
I don't. I hate Sucker Punch and a handful of his other movies, like Watchmen. I don't know why anyone likes that.
You hate everything, Alan.
I literally just said I like the Zack Snyder.
That's what I said.
Did you look for him in your room?
Question...
He was like, Zach, I like you, bro. He just looked around.
So what people do on Halloween?
Yeah, what do they do on Halloween after 5?
Well, honestly, nothing. Because it snowed over here. It's too fucking cold to go out and do anything.
You motherfucker.
Anyway, go for something. No, you have the mic.
No, it's just like my point is just people will say oh my god, this movie didn't do so well on Halloween night. It's yeah, because it's trick or treat. You're watching horror movies, you're fucking girls in sexy ass costumes, or you're a kid, which is kind of part of the demographic for the movie, and you're
it's a really high budget rated R movie. Honestly, this could easily go down the same route as Hellboy, but Hellboy never got any positive reactions. No one's going, oh, Hellboy is a really refreshing take on the movie. No, everyone hated Hellboy. Yeah. I like Hellboy, and I fucking hated the movie. Where it's you're getting mixed reactions. Mixed reactions can mean anything. Honestly, we'll know by opening weekend if this movie makes $60 million opening weekend, I think it'll be okay. If this movie makes 30, it's a bomb.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if it bombs here, you know how fucking amazingly well it's going to do overseas. Like, it's already scheduled to make 125 million by Sunday global. So there will be another movie. Like, I'm telling you.
Wow.
And for the first time in the Terminator franchise, when they make another movie, they might actually follow up on it and not contradict it.
Yeah, like because there's a linearity. I can't say it.
Linearity.
Thank you so much. See, this is why Alan is amazing paired with me, because I will say the cool shit and I'm really smart. I'm with you guys, but then he corrects my stupidity.
But just like my thing about that is it's still it's like, okay, so a whole bunch of sequels came out and they were bad, but wouldn't you want to hope for a good one to come out? Wouldn't you want to be hopeful instead of be like, yeah,
hey Jet, are you gonna watch a DC movie?
I'm gonna. No.
There's your answer.
Like, no, like that's the thing. Like, I won't say it like it's bad. It could be really good. Like, Aquaman got a lot of positive reviews. I'm still not gonna watch it. And when it did come on in the after hours, I stayed away. It could be a good movie. It's just I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, no, and
I'm also not gonna hope for its failure either. It's just like, yeah, not for me anymore.
Yeah, because like here's the thing, I don't agree with like hoping movies fail or whatever. And I do say shit like that sometimes, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but just sometimes I'm like, okay, well it'd be good if this fucking particular thing did do bad, but hey.
Oh,
like,
I do that all the time. I don't give a shit.
But the thing is though, is just like thinking about something like this is like, dude, like they're not being, because Julian said this in a personal message to me, and I actually agree with him too, and I'm gonna put this out here, and I've seen other people say it too, but it's like it's overproduced, you know, like there's something about it that just feels very like, okay, this was an executive decision by a corporate fucking mentality.
Oh, and Endgame was totally a natural progression. Man, fuck off.
No, exactly. that's the point where I will disagree with them, but at the same time, it's like, well, yeah, this is a corporate decision to finally do something right. Like they really, really worked hard on this, man. And I know that it's a corporate decision because it's fucking Terminator. It's a big ass franchise. But like, to go to, man, like honestly, I love the Terminator. But if someone said, hey, dude, you're the writer of the next one after fucking Genesis, I'm like, oh, you know what, dude? I'll just stay home with the kids. Like, I don't want to do this fucking movie.
Hey,
I'm good.
if somebody calls me up right now and says, hey, you're gonna star in an X-Men movie, click.
Yeah, I would love me some Marvel checks, but I'm telling you, I would never work on whatever's following Endgame. Are you fucking serious? Hell no.
Not in the current fucking structure of Marvel, but like you can do a superhero movie and not be a fucking Marvel movie.
Yeah, but after like Infinity War, I would do that. After Joker, I would do that. After anything, Justice League. What the fuck do you do after Justice? Like that's why they're not doing Justice League Part 2, guys. Because how do you fucking make something good after that?
Easy, really easy, actually, but. Again, they're doing the right thing they're just making smaller projects so that they can just let people kind of do what they want within the genre, and then they'll probably do Justice League again in a couple of years once they kind of like have people forget the last.
Fucking Suicide Squad.
Well, we'll see what happens. Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, no, we'll see,
What
man.
actually they even fucking do? Is it a reboot or is it a sequel? What the fuck is it?
It's probably a reboot, honestly, because they're recasting Deathstroke, or are they even get rid of him? Who knows?
But here's the thing, man. With Terminator Dark Fate, I had to give this a 4 out of 5. The reason why it's not a perfect movie is just because of the fact that, yeah, CGI looks kind of odd, and to some people's points, it's like, yeah, it's a little overproduced, and they don't go balls hard for a lot of things. Like, the shit that you're seeing on screen is intense stuff. But I will tell you guys not to like desell the movie, because I honestly, whether you like it or not, I want you guys to go see the movie to just experience it, because it is an experience. They take you for a fucking ride. It's an event, and the problem with this particular event is that it's produced almost like a fucking like one of those amusement parks. Like there's no blood really. There's not a ton of that.
Martin Scorsese would scoff at it and say it's not cinema.
Yeah, I mean no, like legit. Like you're probably right there, dude, because it feels very like it's rated R, but your kid could so fucking see like this. If this was my kid's first movie, I don't think it would harm them at all, because nothing's brutal here. And you go back and watch Terminator 1 and 2, and like I did recently, there's some super brutal shit. Like, I mean, there's a part where Linda Hamilton runs into a house shooting this technician in front of his fucking kids. Or his kid and his wife. And he's bleeding and the hole's fucking protruding out, and it's disgusting. You got Arnold slitting his wrist and ripping his fucking like skin off his fucking arm. There's some tough stuff happening in the old movies. And with this, it's like, really? You're in the same franchise? Okay.
Well, compared to Genesis, yes. Like, yeah. Genesis was basically PG-13. Like, yeah, it doesn't have as much gruesome stuff because it's not trying to shock people. That was shock value. That was like people going, what the fuck? This is just like, yeah, we're just going to go with the straight kind of action, but we're going to basically beat people's faces open. And this is what would happen if, like, they're going further than they ever did back then. with the liquid stuff and what would happen if you hit someone in the face with a sledgehammer. Whereas because they're doing a different version of shock gore versus that was shocking of like look at this skeleton, we're tearing flesh off. You can't do that anymore. We've already had a decade of that.
That's true. I see your point there, but it's like, man, I wish I would see it because of the fact that since you are a Terminator, if you did that effect again and showed some blood from the tissue of what a Terminator is, I feel like you can get away with you being a robot underneath and not seeing a heart or intestines or some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Yeah, but I love the Rev 9. I think he's better than Robert Patrick. Gabriel Luna, dude, you're fucking amazing.
I almost forgive you for Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider looks cool, man. Shit.
Ghost Rider ruined my favorite season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But yeah, rent it, guys. That's my rating officially. Rent it, 4 out of 5. If it's double toasted, full price. I fucking love this movie. Just need a little bit more to be fucking perfect. But Jet, what'd you think?
I actually really enjoyed this movie. Like you said, 4 out of 5, full price. Like I said, like I'm always gonna have problems with time travel, of course. Like that's never gonna be anything that's gonna be solved with me. If there's time travel, it has to be really close to perfect because I'm a nitpicker like a motherfucker.
Watch Steins Gate.
And I can also appreciate this movie did not do the thing that I absolutely hate with movies with mostly female main character cast. The fucking girl power shit.
Yeah, people are complaining. By the way, that's another thing that double toasted.
People will always complain about that because they're assholes.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, double toasted would say this. All you guys are double toasted fans. I've been bringing this up, but they're like, yeah, if you guys don't like girl power, don't watch this movie. It's like that's not an issue. Just because they're girls doesn't mean there's girl power.
Like
I don't think at any point do they ever say girl power.
Yeah.
No, they don't do anything like that. They don't do this whole thing like, yeah, we don't need any men in this group. We got girls on our team. Yeah, or like, you don't think I can do this because I'm a girl shit? Like, I love that.
Yeah, there's no like anti-man shit going on or whatever. It's just like
Arnold shows up, they're all like, what do we need a man? And it's like, no, hey, cool, you're helpful. Holy shit, we need the backup.
Yeah.
Oh shit, a penis with a gun, help!
But yeah, man. 4 out of 5 for her too, man. Alan, main event, brother. What would you rate this? And any last thoughts?
This is a year in which I have been ridiculously wrong, from movies that I've anticipated and can't wait to watch to movies I have been like, this is gonna be some bullshit. Because if you remember, I was fucking hating on Joker, and I was like, this movie's gonna be a colossal piece of shit. I almost didn't want to watch Joker. I only watched it because friends forced me to. That's the only fucking reason I watched it. With this, I was the same way. I was laughing at Nick. I was like, this movie's gonna be trash. You fucking like the Terminator franchise. What the fuck is wrong with you? And it's like, I'm sorry. I fucking hated the Terminator franchise. I'm walking into this. I'm like, I was almost arms crossed, going, well, okay, movie, what are you gonna fucking do? And it just starts off the gate running. I'm like, okay, I'm running with you now. I don't know why we're running. Oh shit. Okay, now I know why we're running. And it's great. Like right off the bat, I'm like, first I'm watching T2 again. But I'm not mad. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching T2 again. I fucking love T2. So continue watching. I'm like, yeah, this is a really enjoyable movie. Then I'm like, oh, the kids are going to show up. I'm like, okay, here we go. This is where we're going to do like some fucking, Transformers 5 shit where the characters are going to be one note. I'm like, no, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. I'm like, okay, every single time I expected the movie to fail, it won. So at this point, I'm rooting for the movie to continue being good because I'm like, keep up the momentum. Don't fail. You're doing so well right now. It's literally an underdog story. Where you're like, this series has been failing so much, but it's getting somewhere. You're like, oh man, you're so excited. So when it gets to it, I'm like, I genuinely enjoyed it. The only criticisms I have are small little nitpicks, where it's like Hollywood doesn't understand how medicine works.
Yeah.
There's a scene that involves a lot of medicine, and they just say, fuck it.
Yeah.
But they don't inject anything into anyone's neck, so I got to give them at least, they're learning a little bit. They inject it to her leg, not until, oh my God. Stop, PSA to Hollywood, stop injecting things into people's necks. You never inject things into your neck.
They're gonna start injecting into nipples now.
No, really quick though. I know this is like a side thing, whatever, but it's like I'm never gonna remember to ask this again. But is the ass? I'm not trying to be funny. Is the ass literally like the best part to inject something in?
One of the things it has the most fat. You got to watch out for that kind of stuff because if you miss, you'll just inject it into fat. Like your leg and your ass are decent spots to do that because you can get the veins really easily. You got to watch out to make sure you don't like as soon as you hit the leg, it's not like you're hitting a vein. You have to hit a vein, or you're gonna put it in the muscles.
So if I get a flu shot in my ass and it misses, does that mean like the fat in my ass won't get the flu?
Nah, it'll just take longer to absorb it. It's more detrimental than anything else. But yeah, like the little, like only little things. There's something that there's a certain character trope with Sarah Connor that I'm like, I really hate this when they do this in movies because it becomes really predictable. But it's spoilers, so I really won't go into it. But yeah, I can't think of a single thing I didn't like. It gave me choreographed action scenes. It gave me spectacle action that I enjoyed. It gave me a villain that I'm like, I understand why you can't be beat. And I understand that it takes a lot to beat him. Not like, oh, just keep doing the same thing we did in the last movie, but better. I liked all the characters, and I like how they managed to connect the old Terminator franchise without insulting it, bringing it to the new one, but keeping it side by side, so you have the new and the old working really well, very similar to how Creed 1 does it. So honestly, to me, this is this is a 4 out of 5. This is a full price. This is a go out and watch it. This is a great fucking movie. I can't believe it came out. I can't believe this is a good Terminator movie.
Yeah, and I hope. Here's the thing that I project, right? Because Halloween just happened. That's why that first preview showings was shitty. And then obviously, you know, there's people that are not going to want to watch this because there's just like so much other shit going on, and they're probably sick of these big blockbusters, especially sick of Terminator. It's like, yeah, it's not going to make that much money, but as you know, word of mouth gets around to like next Wednesday, I guarantee you, this might be #1 in the box office again next week. And it's going to get more. I mean, it won't get more money than it did the first week, obviously. But it's like sometimes movies get a third in that second week. This, I really strongly feel this will get 50% of what it got in that second week. And if it does, this will make its money back. And then globally, it's gonna. I mean, right now, I'm telling you guys, globally, if you look up the fucking numbers, it's doing amazing overseas. Like this is fucking whooping ass.
It's a great movie that manages to do a lot of interesting stuff. It talks a lot. It talks a lot about robots and stuff, and it does a lot of cool shit that I'm like, yeah, I really think people should watch this. It has a lot of people of color in the positions, and it utilizes it well. It doesn't sit there and be like, oh, let's focus the whole movie on. It's like, no, it does it as it needs to.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like they did take a risk with what they did in the beginning. And Chris, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I don't know why people are upset about that, by the way. Because
I don't either.
Wait, like, took a risk in the beginning?
Yeah, you know, like the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
You know who?
Yeah, Linda Hamilton's backstory, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we'll talk about it later because I'm not sure what you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I'll send it to the chat.
Yeah, people are really, really upset about it. Like that's like one of the biggest things. Because I believe it or not, y'all, I kind of spoiled it for myself a little bit because I did read about this like a year ago because the reviews started coming out, and they went with like 5 different. Yeah. They actually did that in 5 different ways, by the way. Because there's one where that particular character is in the whole movie, like so they tried different things for that, and for some reason, like that one was the most liked, but yet at the same time, people were still complaining, like, "Oh, that's a complete like you're shitting on the series because this particular character is done this way." And it's like, you guys are getting mad about that. Meanwhile, you're okay with Christian Bale fucking that character up. You're happy with Part 5. I mean, you destroyed the lore and Genesis. Like Genesis destroyed everything.
Oh my god, Genesis is like one of the fuck Genesis.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, and then they destroyed Sarah Connor's character in Genesis as well. And just, I mean, I don't even know why she even had a kid, you know, after Genesis, because, you know, the T-800 was already there. All this crazy shit, y'all. And it's like, you can't get mad at this movie.
Oh, you know what? Do you think people are pre-hating this movie because of that?
Oh, absolutely.
Because of Genesis?
No, because of what happens at the beginning of the movie.
Oh,
probably.
Yeah, absolutely, because and I know being a Super Terminator fan as well, what happens destroys all the lore for the whole 5 movies, as well as the books, as well as the
good movies. Just like honestly good, just like how Halloween, the new one, basically ignores 90% of the Halloween movies. I'm sorry, but at this point, do it. Like honestly, I want the next X-Men movie to just forget the last 70 X-Men fucking movies happened because
absolutely.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that, as well as the fact too that like Halloween. You guys cannot say that Halloween 2018 didn't rehabilitate by just saying Halloween doesn't even exist. Like, to say 3 to 8 is not part of the lore is the best fucking thing that Mike Myers can have. You know what I mean? So,
like again, just like Halloween didn't have the balls to call Halloween 2018 Halloween 2. This should have been called T3.
Yeah, absolutely. That would have been amazing. But
I'm calling it T3.
but with that said, guys, we're getting the fuck out. We're gonna go in Discord, hang out with you guys. I appreciate all the love that we've been getting in the chats too. All 3 chats are doing pretty good. The views are coming in too. Share this shit if you guys can, and also too, just like yeah, go watch the fucking movie. Like I would honestly, if there's room for like spoiler talk next week or something.
Yeah,
if you guys
I'll do
seen it,
spoiler
I'll
talk
read
for
your
this.
comments, you know, and talk about that shit. Yeah, I don't know what else to fucking say here other than the fact that we're gonna be in the chat tag Discord right now. But there is things that these guys have been doing outside of the chat tag. So first off, Mr. Alan Shakazine, what do you got going on, and what reviews have you been on lately?
Alrighty then. So if you go to oneofus.net and look for the Screen Squad logo, that's most likely where you end up finding me. We're starting to do more consistently a show called Eye on the Prize, where we talk about award ceremonies and nominees and all that stuff. We did an episode on the Emmys. The Emmys were garbage, but the actual whatever was interesting. There's still a bunch of stuff coming out in the next couple of months when we start actually getting the nomination for Oscars. We'll be doing that kind of thing. As far as movie reviews, there's a bunch of screeners, there's a bunch of Netflix stuff that's happening. We're in talks to trying to get Jack Ryan season 2 review going. So if you enjoyed Jack Ryan, definitely check that out. And yeah, a bunch of stuff just ended up dropping for both Highly Suspect and Screen Squad. So check that shit out.
Yeah, and then another thing too, my boy Ganja Crew over here. I know he's been so silent, but at the same time talking about crazy robots and fucking all this crazy
Y'all
timeline
fucking
shit.
bots and robos and
You're
people
literally
from
going to start the
Astra.
Matrix's fucking revolution.
You're damn right. By killing all those goddamn
That's
robots.
literally how the Matrix started. They tried to
Organic
kill
for
all the robots.
life, Alan. Organic for life. But anyways, if you guys like good organic content, come check out the Illuminati podcast with me, Alan, and the great Rufus Wonder. Talk about politics, cultural relevancy. Talk about shit that's going on in the world today and what to keep you updated with our opinions on going on in the election. So check that out as the Illuminati podcast on the Metropolis Collective Network on Facebook, YouTube, and pretty soon we're coming to Friendster. So check us out.
Holy
What the
shit.
fuck is Friendster?
I'm so curious he even brought that up. Or Live Journal. We're going Live Journal, y'all.
Nah, Omegle.
We're going back to Yahoo.
No, we're not.
Omegle beat us. We wanna
Going
talk
back to
Julian Williams.
MySpace.
Oh, fuck.
Yo, okay.
Back?
Can I bring this
How
up
many
really
of y'all
quick?
were actually on MySpace?
Can I bring
was.
this up? I want to make a chat tag MySpace.
Oh my! Oh no!
Can we?
Boy.
Is MySpace
At this
even
point, I mean, if you want that, just make a fucking Tumblr.
No,
Just
because
make a 4chan account. Just go full.
look how good MySpace looks.
Oh my god! I can't believe
And-
we're here.
And dude, how many podcasts stream on MySpace? What if we bring
Zero.
it back from the dead?
We will not be the one to do that.
We will be the one to do that. I
That looks
guarantee.
like that. I don't know what video's playing, but that fucking looked like David Spade in like his 20s.
Kirk says I'm so old. I was in MySpace.
I was the
Damn.
MySpace. What does that even mean?
His first name was Tom, and his last name was Adme. So, anyways, man, you know, Facebook needs to do a top 8. I miss that. Just like rating your friends against each other. Hey, he's a better friend than you. Why don't you?
Who
Yeah,
thought your
that
page
was
the most.
all y'all are
yeah.
8.
Wait, all of us are 8?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Well, damn.
Me
Fuck
too?
you too, Alan.
I appreciate you all at the same level.
Wait, so not at all? Because what 7 people do you fucking appreciate more than us, motherfucker?
Nobody. Everyone's at the same level.
You're an ass.
Penelope's just constant number 1.
You're all the
Always.
same level, but on the bottom.
He still doesn't know how she got a profile.
What?
Honestly, Alan, I don't think you would have added me as your top 8. You'd be like, man, fuck you, blah, blah. Like, we wouldn't get along in MySpace days, I don't think. I'd be commenting on all your shit, like, oh, you fucking dumb, Alan, asshole.
I barely posted anything, so it'd be nice to get a comment.
People.
That's why I didn't post shit, because like no
It's so
no one's
hard
fucking-
to be lonely.
Dude, that's one of the fucking worst things about the Facebook memories. About, oh man, that was a really cool post. Nobody commented.
Aw.
I almost don't want to share it, but like sometimes I do. Or like, oh yeah, more people comment. Oh, I got like less comments.
Oh, look at that. Raheem says I'm top 5 as number 1. Actually, that makes no fucking sense.
I don't give a
3,
goddamn shit. I'm number 0. That means I'm above 1.
1. Tap the chat, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Go watch Terminator, goddammit.
Yeah, I can't believe the Terminator is good. I also can't believe Joker's good. Every movie I thought was gonna suck was good, and every movie that I thought was gonna be good sucked.
How do podcasters like basically just sit there for just 2 hours without having to pee? I really gotta pee.
You go to the bathroom prior, and you don't drink that much water.
What if you don't have a bad bladder though?
That's why you usually don't do
If you
podcasts
just
solo.
if you just tape like a bottle.
Go to
your
the
wee-wee-
bathroom.
No.
You cut a hole on your fucking computer chair and put a bucket underneath.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay, Homer.